Madness Podcast! The best of the underground! Make madness your ritual!
Oh, snap. What's going on, folks? How you doing? Friday, Ritual Madness podcast. Thank you for joining us if you are. And if you're watching, thank you for joining us. Do me a favor, check out Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective, 3500 Minnehaha Avenue, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 612-353-4755. lowbrowsaints@gmail.com. Hours Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 7 p.m. And then we've got the old Shred Den over here on the end of the block here, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. I know you're going to say something, Matt. You want to say something, don't you?
Just waiting.
He's ready to go. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 11 to 5 p.m. 9100 85th Avenue North, Suite 100, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Wait till we see this again. Call 763-350-2191. Matt McGee's down there at the shop right now. Go check out some pointy guitars. They got a bunch of new stuff. www.theshredden.net. And we are here with a couple of the fellas from VolsungaSaga. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll count it.
Just making sure I'm doing it right here. You're gonna have to pronounce the songs, dude, because that one I have no fucking clue what that is. What is it?
Which one's that?
Ratatosk?
Yeah, that's it. What is it?
Ratatosk.
Okay, all right. I would have butchered that to death.
Well, yeah, if you try to pronounce the R at the end, right? Yeah.
Right.
We should have had him try. Then we should have corrected him.
Just to make fun. No, that's actually wrong. That's not correct. That's not how it's
Actually.
Why don't you tell us who you are and what you play in the band?
I'm Matt Parkins. I play rhythm guitar and lead vocals.
I'm Joe Chahosky. I do bass and backing vocals in the band VolsungaSaga.
Nice.
There you go. You said that very
And
nice.
you said something about Jake couldn't make it because he had to wash his toaster or something?
Something, man. I don't know what his deal is.
He said he just really wasn't into the interview thing, right? That's what
Right,
he's just
yeah,
like, that guy's annoying.
Like,
He's
are they going to ask us questions?
Yeah.
He's to his credit, he's a pretty quiet and reserved
Sure.
dude. I'm
Yep.
kind of the mouthpiece. Now
Right.
that Joe's in the band, it's like, cool, 2 mouthpieces.
Right, there you go.
So, like,
yeah.
Jake,
I've seen you guys a bunch of times, and I don't think I've ever met that dude, like shook his hand, like, hey, I'm Greg, nice to meet you. And I think I booked you a couple times, too.
for sure. That's how he wants it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
you know what I
sure.
mean? He's mysterious.
He is.
Exactly.
You never
Like,
know
all right,
what's
there he
going
is,
on with
just
Jake.
shredding away. But then after the show, I don't know where the hell he is.
So what was this? The first one we played was not for the hall?
Yep.
All right, and that was what is that off of?
I think Jotun's Upon Midgard.
Yep, that's it.
Our last release.
Nice. When was that? 2022?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't
That was
write
right
that
before
down.
I joined. It
Yeah.
was kind of wild.
Yeah. Time flies, man.
It does, man.
How did
fake
you
anyways.
guys get together? Like, how did you how did you end up joining the band?
I've known Jake, or not Jake. I'm sorry. I know Joe through Jake and John's brother, John.
My brother, John.
Oh, sorry. Kind of tore up already. Basically, I met Joe Chicago during the Immortal show.
Okay.
Jake and John and I took a mega bus down there in a blizzard to see Immortal, which was pretty
That was
pretty
rad.
bitchin'. And then
Dude, that's pretty fucking cool.
yeah,
in a
that's,
blizzard.
that's where I met Joe.
Right.
Was at that show.
Now,
so.
were you already here? You
No,
were-
I was living in Chicago at
Okay,
the time,
okay,
right?
okay.
So and John, my brother, was living in Chicago as well, and Jake and Matt wanted to see Immortal, came down, and at the time they were just my brother's friends, right? So I still lived in Illinois for a long time after that because I think, gosh, when was that? Freaking 2006 or something?
No, that would have been like 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Because my son was like 1.5.
Okay. And yeah, so it was like a few years before I moved back to Minnesota.
Okay.
But we ended up taking a trip to Highbridge Hills disc golf resort, and you and I kind of got to know each other a lot better there. And when I moved back, I was auditioning for bands, played in Acanthostega 2015,
Yep.
2016, and really enjoyed what Matt and Jake and Walter and Andrew were doing in VolsungaSaga, and was really supportive of their project. Went out to the early shows that you guys played and put a word in for you to get on some bills, man, because you guys were ready. Like,
Yeah, the first show we played was with Acanthostega.
yeah, it was Club Underground.
That was Jess's show for that was Cavness's for his dental stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cold Colors was on that bill. Krog.
Yeah.
There's one other band I think that was on that bill. I forgot who though.
Right.
So yeah, and then we were looking. Walter decided to bow out. He wanted to focus on some different things.
Sure.
And then we tried a couple people, and then
Dude, that was really weird. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt, but that was like really weird because it seemed like you guys were really hitting a stride at that particular point. That's why
Yeah.
I thought, because I think it was
100%.
Was that the same? Was that his last show? That one?
no, his-
Goat Whore was, right?
No, one or two after the Goat Whore thing when we opened for them.
Okay.
Then Walter bowed out.
Right.
So we tried out a couple bass players. We were kind of leaning towards just one person. They accepted, but they're like, "Oh, I got a job. I can't do it." They got
Right.
their dream job or whatever, which is
Right.
cool. And then I'm like, "Fuck, let's just ask Joe." And then I asked Joe, and then he's like, "Yes."
Now at that
And he
point,
came in ripping. He knew like 3-4 songs. Just,
no, at that point was Acanthostega done, and you were
Yeah.
already ready to move.
Yeah,
move
this
on?
was 2022, I want to say, right?
Yep.
And then
Maybe 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe.
well, so I had been out of Acanthostega for a few years at
Sure.
this
Okay,
time,
okay.
and had not really gotten anything else going musically. And I was really ready to hang it up, to be honest. Like I just like didn't see any like promising prospects. I had my daughter was born in 2018, so I got a kid at home then too. But it was super weird timing, but I'm really glad it happened the way it did, because I mean I love the band. I was a fan before I started playing with them, and
Right.
I was super excited, very motivated at first until I got to know like the process.
It's shaky.
All right, learn what Jake writes and
Yeah, we
deal with
we're
Matt's
pretty
bullshit.
yeah, deal with my bullshit mainly, first and foremost. But no, Jake's got a very interesting way of writing stuff.
Do tell.
I'll come in with a riff or two,
Okay.
and then Jake will fuck it up, do something different, but then have like a skeleton of a song.
Yeah.
And then we just sit there and jam it out and just work from there. And since we're not really classically or formally trained in any sense of the word,
Sure.
we just kind of go for it, and see what sounds cool and see what works.
Yeah.
Really.
So it's really just bouncing ideas off of each other.
Yeah, Jake. If it's a Jake joint, which 98% of the songs are Jake's,
Right.
he's got a pretty clear vision of what he wants to do.
Mhm.
So it's nice to kind of step in and be like, okay, cool, this is what we're doing. But he's open to ideas, and
Yeah.
we'll sit there and argue about a part for however how long, to how band shit
Yeah,
is.
oh, yeah, for
so,
sure.
Yeah.
Well, we got to writing pretty quick once I joined too. We wrote
The focus is very nice.
Yeah,
Joe's focus.
Yeah, we wrote Foretold really quick.
Yeah.
And that's the first track off of the upcoming album.
Yeah, but that riff is 3 years old or 4 years old or
Yeah, and
something.
that's
at this
true
point.
of a lot of the songs
Yeah.
off of this album.
it's almost like our skill set. Jake and I is like finally match what Jake was writing. If that makes sense, like we'll go back to the old stuff. Jake's like, "What am I thinking?" You know, it's like I don't know. It was rad though.
At that particular time.
Yeah. Jake and I have been jamming for years, like since we first like linked up and stuff. So
Right. Now, do you have any other projects? I know you were kind of jamming with your drummer, right? You guys jammed
Linus, who's also in Drug Budget, Angry Mothers, a bunch of things.
Yeah.
The fucking man.
Yeah.
On record. Yeah, we had a Guar cover.
That's what it was.
Guar cover band called Guar's All We Know,
Okay.
or Guartard for short.
Right. That's not
It's not
PC.
shorted at all. Yeah, it's Guar, so it's not supposed to be. It's all in fun. Jeez. Yeah, we had that going for a while, and then that just kind of fell apart a little bit. You know how bands go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do
You
have
guys
the
played
issue.
like Safety Joe Fest up north.
Safety Joe Fest.
That's where I saw, and he comes out from behind the drum kit and sings and does all the stuff too, right?
and guitar. Like,
Yeah. Linus is a guitar player that's what he plays in Drug Budget, but he's also in a band called Sunwave Mountain Cave,
Right.
aka the Indie Boys.
Yeah.
And he plays drums in that, plays drums in VolsungaSaga, which is completely different than the Indie Boys stuff.
Right.
And then that guy's just so talented. It's just nuts.
Dude, he's a beast. And
I forgot what I was
he's
rambling about.
so fucking animated, dude. He's just like,
Yeah.
I swear to God, every
100%.
time that I've ever even been in his area with a camera, dude, it's like and then he just kind of catches it and he'll go. Like
He's a
gets into
fucking
it.
character, man. He's the
He
best.
hams it up. dude.
He's the
I love
best.
it.
We gave him a mic at the last two shows. It was
Yeah.
the best idea ever.
We went on the road this couple weeks ago or whatever. Yeah, a couple weeks ago today.
yeah.
We went to Duluth and Brainerd.
Yeah.
Duluth, my annual, fucking Xena City Massacre show, whatever. But we were just had a hair up our ass, and the sound guy, bless him, at Caddyshack, that guy looked kind of toasted. He's like, the drummer need a mic? And Linus is like, yep. And so he had the live mic, which is the best thing ever. And then we did that again in Brainerd at Sure Kombucha.
Mm-hmm.
So was he?
That's the
he
spot,
just
man.
Cracking jokes.
It was hilarious because I'd
Yeah,
hear
he's
him
so
chime
quick.
in
Yeah.
and I'm like, who the fuck is talking right now? Because he never had a mic, and we're like, oh, this is Jake. Give it up for Jake on guitar, and all I hear is like, nom, 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 nom. I'm like, what's going on?
Feed me the applause. Nom, 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 nom.
They're all for me.
He is, so he was the front dude in that Guar cover band.
Yeah.
And he just ripped at it. That guy's an animal, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fucking
I could this whole podcast I could just talk about how awesome Linus is,
Yeah, I was surprised that he that he came out front playing guitar and like singing and fucking laying on, you know what I mean? And I just sat there watching him like, damn, this dude tears it up playing guitar and singing.
Yeah, give him a
too.
bass and can do like some crazy funk stuff. It's like, Jesus Christ,
Oh, yeah.
man.
That's awesome.
One time we're all kind of tore up at a Guar practice, and I'm like, Linus, I bet you can rip harder on bass than you. And then I did my fucking shitty bass thing, and then he just comes in and buries me. I'm like, all right, let's try guitar. Buries me, of course. I'm like, well, at least I could do like grim vocals or something. He's like, you got that. So yeah, anything that guy touches is really, really kind of crazy.
I want to punch those people right in the stomach. It's like, you fucking talented sons of bitches.
Yeah,
You know, all I can do is kind of yell.
it's better that he rips like that and not me, because I'd be like, what's up? But Linus is like, I don't know. I just it's just fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, that's
Such
awesome.
a crazy musician.
So in the time that you've joined these cats, like how did you gel? Right? Did you gel right away? I mean, obviously you said you were already into the band and enjoying their music and showing up at their shows and shit like that. Like you already kind of had camaraderie between the guys, and you jumped in and-
absolutely. Like I
100%.
said, we hung out outside of shows and stuff. Like I said, as I moved, like when I moved here, like kind of got closer with, Matt and Jake. Like I said, we went, disc golfing and did shit together before I joined the band and stuff. So we're like hanging out, and I'm doing music stuff. They're doing their music stuff, and the crossover there, and like coming out in sport. And yeah, I mean, it's just it was super easy. We were friends first.
Nice.
Is really what it all boils
Yeah,
down
it was
to.
actually a super easy
Before you became
transition.
lovers.
We have bunked up a couple times.
Butt to butt, nut to nut. That's it. No nuts to butts.
Well, last time Drew Strauss for that, but you passed out in the other bed. Like, yeah, Brady knows a
Linus
trip.
the Night Watchman. I'll watch you while you sleep.
Oh my God, shenanigans on the road shenanigans are the best. You know that.
So how did the last little run went the other weekend?
It was probably the most fun.
Now,
probably
when
run
was
that
the
we've
last time that you guys have been out before this last time?
On the run like that?
Yeah.
Probably Des Moines to Madison, and then back to a place in St. Paul.
How long ago?
That was last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably around the same time. Well, I want to say like we usually do it around June.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
do
It was around June 1st.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It's always a good time to travel.
Yeah, for sure. Nice weather. Fucking
Yeah.
all that shit.
That's what we're not trying to. I just can't do like let's go on tour for a week.
And then,
like,
that was
that's
with,
not part of my gig.
Matt's guys with Necrotisk, right?
Yeah, the Des Moines and Madison gig and
Mhm.
Pursuit.
Yeah, Pursuit, of course.
Yeah, that
We
was a
do
fun
here
time.
Wednesday.
Yeah, good dudes.
Yeah. Pursuit are homies.
Oh.
Fucking love those guys.
Was so bummed that we had practice on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
wanted to go see them.
That's
Sorry,
right. They were in
Henry.
town. They were in town with
Yeah.
Necrotist, right?
Probably.
They were on
that guy's always
Yeah,
playing.
they were playing at the
Pillar.
Pillar. Yeah,
Okay.
Pillar
Cool
4.
spot.
I haven't been there yet.
It's cool, man.
Where's that at? Where's it located at?
It's right in northeast off
Yeah.
of I think is that Central and Broadway?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I'm very bad at remembering addresses.
Is it right on the corner in the little?
kind of just up the road. It's like a really good taco place, El Taco Riendo, right up there. Like where
Nice.
Tattersall.
No idea.
Yeah,
No idea.
It's in that area.
North
over that
Broadway
way.
Yeah.
Central. I know where that. I know
Yeah.
where that is. I
Yeah.
used to tow over in that area. So
I think it might be. Not
I could just look it up, guys. I have a computer.
there you go,
Yeah.
right in your hand.
Whatever.
Right in my hand.
I don't. It may not be Central. No, it is Central.
Maybe somebody on
Yeah, it's
YouTube's
just
like,
north-
you guys just
North
over
of
here.
Broadway on
You guys are
Central.
dumb. You don't know your geography.
Someone in chat, correct me.
What do you think, Chad?
What do you think, chat?
Are we blowing this up or what?
So what? So was it about roughly around
Central
a year
Avenue.
since the last time you guys were out?
Yeah, I try to plan it like those longer runs, like a year apart.
Sure.
The anniversary of us doing the first run to Fargo to Omaha, and then where to go from there? Back to St. Paul.
Oh, no, that was Mankato.
Mankato,
Yeah.
yes. That was about like 4 years ago, maybe not 4 years, maybe
No,
3,
2 years ago.
2. Yeah, I don't know.
I've only been
Time's an
band
illusion.
2 years. Like
Feels like fucking forever.
After this past weekend, probably.
Yeah, that whole time frame between Acanthostaga and when you joined, like I started to think about it. I'm like, oh shit, there was a lot of things that happened in between that time frame
Yeah.
that I didn't.
Was it?
Well, you know what? I'm super thrilled, and I want to give a shout out to Ogar, like for getting back on.
Oh,
for
dude.
Punishment, man.
big time.
He's such
I was
a
hyped on
talented,
that. I was like, cool.
such a talent, and shout out to Ogar. He's a great guy, and
His
I
drum
miss, I
set's
miss
fucking
playing
weird
with
though.
him. I miss
sorry,
playing
his drum set's weird.
black metal with him, but I'm really thrilled he's back with Glutton and
Yeah.
playing out again because it was really great seeing him at the Brian Owens benefit.
Yeah.
Obviously, a ton of people, Wes, and
Yeah.
a lot of people showed up. And the guys from Illinois, like, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see like how cyclical, and I don't know, it's nice. Really happy to be a part of this thing we do.
I kind of messed with him, when he I was like, dude, what are you doing? Again, people hitting their stride. I felt like, but I could tell he was kind of burning out too, what
Yeah.
I mean? And then, he decided to step away, and I'm like, he'll be back. No, I don't think so. He kept telling me, I don't know. And then when he came, like there was a good stretch. He didn't have it,
Yeah.
what he's doing the rap stuff for a little bit, and then he's doing a couple different things. I know he was still active, you know what I mean, but he wasn't playing, you know what I mean? So when he came back to playing, I was just like, yes.
Sometimes you just need to reset.
Yeah.
Really,
I'm so
that's the
glad he
thing.
did though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fucking A. It's good to see people good folks who I just always love to watch him play. He's just a beast. He's a big fellow like me. He's just fucking tears it up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I always thought that he was hitting his stride right around the time he stepped away too. You know what I mean? Which, again, you that's when you burn out the most. Is you're fucking constantly doing it,
Right, and you're on
constantly,
your
yeah.
top of your game, but you're putting in so much work and
Yeah.
so much hours. Like,
multiple projects,
Yeah.
and then
You just came back ripping though, so it's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's rad.
yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
He just seems to keep getting better too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking great to see. Hell yeah. So, like, as you're working yourself into this stuff, like, how did the writing process just fire right off the fucking bat, or was it, I mean, did it take a minute? Did you have any input on any of the newer stuff?
Well, I had to had to learn a set for a show,
Right.
for the first Club Underground show that we had, and
Toys
so
for Tots.
yeah, the Toys
Shout
for
out
Tots
Chris
show.
Stark.
And so I think that's in the end of November, right?
Mhm.
And so they asked me in like October.
Yeah.
So I have like less than 2 months to learn a set, like 6 songs of theirs.
Kind of semi-aggressive bass too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I didn't really pay attention a whole lot, like I didn't try to play exactly what Walter did, because what Walter does, first of all, he did it on a 5-string bass, which I don't play. Second of all, like, he's a bass player, I'm a guitar player. I brought in and filled in different parts a little differently. I brought my own flavor to the band, and that really was a really nice thing that the guys allowed me to do, because I still holding down the rhythms at certain parts, but still filling in when warranted.
Yeah.
And I think it's worked out really well. I'm so happy with the new music too.
Yeah, as
Sounds
Joe,
great, man.
Joe coming from black metal guitar dude,
I'm telling
so
you, man.
playing bass for VolsungaSaga, which is
Yeah,
kind of, I don't know, it's the black metal elements, I guess, but
Yeah, it's borderline.
he really took to it surprisingly fast.
Right.
I was like, holy fuck, all right, cool, this is gonna probably work. And with Walter, he is a monster bass player, but he's just like, I do whatever, and like he's completely free form. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say jazz because jazz is dumb, but like,
How dare you?
I
There's
don't-
his own style, and
Yeah.
I think
Walter's Walter,
Yeah.
and it's just like he's on his own fucking planet,
Right,
which is
right.
rad. But no, Joe, completely 100% just fell right into it, lockstep. And then once he figured out how the band operates, I guess I don't know a better word for that. Then it was just off to the races. We haven't been tighter. This is the best lineup that I think has ever been in VolsungaSaga. Not to
Badass.
discredit the other boys. I appreciate everything everyone's ever done to like get us going here.
It's not what you were saying before we started, though.
Oh yeah, I was talking mad shit, so it wasn't on record.
well, we didn't even mention Brian either, who was
Jesus.
drummer on Not for the Hall, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Dave,
Dave, did I say Brian?
Yes,
you did say Brian. I fucked up. You
Dave.
fucked up.
Well, I didn't play with him for however many
Yeah,
years.
Dave Sturm. He was our longest drummer. That kid fucking rips too. He's like a playback machine.
Right.
He just left because it's not really his bag.
Right.
This what we're doing.
Sure.
So it's fucking awesome, man.
Now, when it came to stylistically, like, and I know we talked about this on other podcasts and shit, but like stylistically, like, how did that all come together? Was that all Jake's idea, like, or you guys kind of?
No, it's I'm just ripping off On Here and Immortal, and it's just when I first met Jake, he got me into that music.
Yeah.
I was like super into Mastodon at the time and like a bunch of other stuff, but then I started getting into Scandinavian stuff, black metal stuff before I started hanging with Jake. But then as soon as he showed me On Here and No Man's Land and a bunch of other stuff in Sephiroth, I was like, holy fuck, this is it. And then just went from there. So basically, I'm a old kind of thrash dude back in the day. That's
Sure.
how I started playing guitar. Just like I played White Flying V because of James Hetfield. Like
Right.
thrash was my thing. So
Right.
the picking stuff's not hard, but Jake with all his melodies and stuff. So when I first started jamming, it was me and this other guy named Matt Arbor. He was playing drums, so I'd go over there and jam with him. And then I started hanging out with Jake. I'm like, you play guitar? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, cool. Let's go over to Arbor's house. All I want you to do is float over what I'm doing. I'm going to lay some riffs. You just do some melody or something. And then Jake just, he did that. So, but then he started to find his footwork and his way of writing tunes. And that was it pretty much. We're all open to like give ideas and stuff, but Jake 100% comes with like a pretty strong skeleton of a song.
Yeah, he
Like,
really
I'll never
does.
come with
he
a
always
half-finished
like
song.
is
Yeah.
shooting out ideas for stuff, and I'm like, dude, that's amazing. Like, let's do that.
Yeah.
Like, just trying to call out stuff because like he has literally like he spends a lot of time workshopping music,
Yeah.
Right.
and there is a lot of material there. And
So does he record a lot of that stuff? So he has
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he just,
got
like,
he's
you
got
know, uses his little,
hundreds.
like-
He's got hundreds of like little
Little
voice
snippets?
recordings.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
oh yeah, he
hundreds.
just sent one. It was like 2 minutes long.
And he's got. I'll go over there and drink some beers, and we'll party a little bit, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden we'll start jamming and stuff, and then he'll just record it, and then fast forward like 3 months later, he comes in with a song. I'm like, that riff is cool. He's like, you did it, dummy.
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
you guys.
I
are
don't
like,
even
you guys are
remember.
neighbors. Like this.
I live like a
the
mile
missing
away from
point.
that dude,
They
yeah.
live a
Oh,
mile
that's
away
sweet.
from each other, so
That's
they're
sweet.
really.
So I'll get
close.
blackout drunk at his house and stumble back.
you walk from your place to his
Hell yeah,
with your guitar.
a billion times
That's
I've done
fucking
that.
awesome, dude.
I'm surprised I'm not doing it right now. Like I do that so much.
Yeah, that'd be great, dude. To have a cat that you jam with fucking real close like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
holy
just it's once Jake started to get a hold of what he his vision or how he does stuff, that was just
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
So
And me, like, I've got a black and death metal background, right?
Right.
Black and death metal is a lot faster and a bit more technical than what VolsungaSaga does. I'll
Right.
just say it. So, like, but what I love about VolsungaSaga is the melodies and, like, the
Sounds epic. to me.
it really does,
Yeah.
right? Like,
yeah.
so
What's-
like triumphant at points and
Yeah.
like super like, and it's not like the fastest music and it's not the most technical, but I really enjoy playing it.
yeah. Well, yeah, we're not really so much like go crazy the whole time in the pit, fucking go kill each other. It's like, all right, you can sit back, have a beer, and all of a sudden, like, all right, I feel like getting into there now. And then
Right.
what happens? There's a part right there. They'll get at it,
Hmm.
But
And then you got people grabbing our shields off stage and breaking.
yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Maybe we'll tell that story after the next song or something. We have a whole fucking bit about that, man.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. That's a good.
I'm
thing
talking to you, TJ.
That's a good.
Fucking J.
That's a good thing to talk about, man. Yeah, you guys incorporated that deal just recently, not too long ago.
It's all right. Here's what it is. I had that idea forever, and then Joe fucking joined the band. I'm like, hey man, it'd be cool if we got some shields. And then 2 weeks later, maybe Joe had the shields.
You made them.
My stepdad actually made them.
Shout out to Tom.
Shout out to Tom Monroe, woodworking.
Badass.
Yeah, he.
They're heavy as sin.
Yeah. Well, he does a lot. He does woodworking stuff, and he's going to be at a couple, fairs this year
Sure.
to do because him and my mom are retired, and he does woodworking. And I was like, hey, can you make some shields? It's like absolutely. And for him, it's nothing, right? Like
He could have that done in 10
cuts a
minutes.
circle
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a few.
I'm like, this
blue
guy
boards.
discovered fire right
Yeah,
now.
and then I just bought the bosses, and then he's got the old timey nails too to like put in, and it's great.
Like the flat coffin type nails.
It
Well,
looks
I-
like
the
some
iron
dude
nails,
made 'em.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's fucking wild.
yeah,
They're only like this big. They're tacks. I would call them tacks.
yeah. They're
Yeah, yeah.
they're not nails, but
yeah.
that was something that I thought was really cool. And like, as far as when you see a shield, like you see the VolsungaSaga shield, it's unmistakable,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yep.
now we got
We're here to build a
props-
brand.
props like actual bands. do.
Here's the funny thing is Ryan. God, I can never remember his name. I feel bad not remembering it. I'll think of it. But I saw a wolf mask sticker that he had, and I go, dude, you're coming on. I need one of them stickers, right? He goes, I got you. He brings me a bunch of stickers and he throws them down, right? Does a podcast with me or whatever, and he's like, I'm looking through them, and I grab the circle, and I'm looking at it, and I go, doesn't have a name on it. I go, that's VolsungaSaga, I guarantee it, right? So I
Oh,
put
yeah.
it on my fridge. It's on my
You
fridge.
put it up
Yeah,
right
I saw
correctly
it, yeah.
too.
I put it on my fridge, and I go, I'm like, all right, so we're having the fucking art debacle, right? So you sent me the thing.
I
You
sent you. All right, I jumped the gun, bro.
Yeah,
I did.
I
thought we talked
It's
about this. We
coming.
weren't going to
It'll
bring this
be
up.
here.
I was
Not.
I was
yet.
so bummed because I like
So
it looked awesome. I was
I
like,
know.
oh my God, this thing looks great. The colors were perfect. Dude, so I do
Yeah.
the stream starting thing. So the smoke that's in the background of that particular one I did, right? The one I sent you
Yeah.
as the new flyer on it. The other flyer, when it goes with the smoke, it brings the color of the smoke out. So I'm sitting there looking at it, and I spent like
I'm sorry, Greg.
about 40 minutes on it. I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like, hey, you got a logo? And then he did, he's doing his thing. He's probably at work or whatever, So I'm looking up.
No, I'm just really mad, just like trying to Not hyperventilate.
Dude, I go
Just
back.
joking.
So I'm asking you for a logo.
Yeah.
And I go back and I'm looking, and I just look up to the corner of my screen and I go, that looks like a fucking VolsungaSaga logo right there. And I hit it, and it's the full long logo, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, it's got the shield on it and everything. I go, I could fucking use that. I open it up and it's kind of hacky here and there. So I'm doing the artwork, right? So as I ask you, you're shuffling, probably finding the file, right? So I got it all colored. It looks great. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to send it to him and go, is this okay, right? So right as I get
You said that.
right,
I had to do the same thing, Greg. Everything goes through Matt.
right as I fucking, I kid you not, I just click save on the fucking Photoshop file, and I see boing, and it pops up, and it's a different logo, and I go, $100 says he's got a different logo in that fucking email, and I look down and I go, you motherfucker.
Hell yeah, man.
So then I go,
hell yeah.
So the fucking, I labeled it, the one you sent me, I go, lame fucking logo like that.
Whatever, man.
No, it's a killer logo. But the reason I said that was because I spent time on the other logo, and I was like recoloring it. I'm like, oh, this.
All right, I'm gonna apologize for Joe to you, having you put you through that.
I'm sorry.
No, the one that you use, that's our OG logo.
Yeah.
So Frecky Wodenswool from like Norway or something
Yeah, that's off
designed
the
that.
Scalds of the North
Yeah.
End. What was that, 2012 release or something?
A little bit after that.
So before I even asked you,
Rad.
I was gonna grab that logo and fucking use that after he said, oh, we didn't get it. It wasn't the right one. He said you wrong shit. And it's funny, that morning before you said, hey man, don't mean to bug you, like I gotta ask, you know, and you were totally cool about it. So like
For the first time in my life.
I just shared it on Twitter. I was like, the mighty VolsungaSaga, blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, hey dude, I gotta ask you, like, hey, did you change that? And I just went, fuck. My wife goes, what? And I go, I gotta change everything. She's like, what do you mean? And I go, honey, look at this. And I clicked it, and I'm like, doesn't that look beautiful, all the color? And I was like, fucking, look at the big Viking in the middle. I'm like, this is fucking great, you know?
Just wait till the fucking official release, man.
She goes, why? And I go, I gotta change it all. What do you mean? You worked out? I was like, I know. Then I was told, you know, when a little kid, you're just like,
Yeah.
just kicking rocks. You're like, so fucking, that's all I'm doing. I'm sitting in my chair
Son of a
going,
bitch.
God damn it. So then when I send him the thing, I go, is this okay? Is this
I took it as that too. Like Greg's heated. Like he might cancel on us.
I was, because you sent me the
Fuck
thing,
these dudes.
and I was already gonna take the shield. That was the thing, is I was gonna do something with the shield.
It's
around
working.
the logo.
It's working.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I already had the shield in mind anyway, and I was gonna, the logo had the shield, but I was either gonna do like a big shield behind it and do it in a different color. I had like all these ideas, and then he sent me that, and so it's actually labeled "lame fucking logo" or some shit like that, because I was
Rad.
all pissy. Yeah. So when I put it in there, I'm like, God damn it. I didn't redo it, but I have all the logos saved now. So
There's only 3 of them.
It's all my fault.
No, it's all good, dude.
All my fault.
It's all good. I chuckled.
I was stressed. Like Matt was saying, like, "Oh, Greg needs this now, or we're canceled." I'm like, "Well, I need to send this. Like, I need to get you all this stuff." And I'm like,
here's the funny thing, though.
I
just screenshot his text
Now,
to you.
did he tell you? I mean, I hit him up a week in advance because it was right after the podcast that I had just done. So I was like, hey, I'm just trying to be ahead of the game so I have everything ready to go. If you could, and he goes, I'll have somebody send it. And then I'm like,
I'll have Joe send it. I got receipts.
Should've just-
if you want.
You should have just hit
so-
me up, Greg. Honestly, if
dude,
I'm
halfway,
gonna keep it a buck.
yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered because it would have been wrong and you would have been in trouble anyway, dude. That's
Yeah,
the funny
that's
thing.
fair. Well, we would have had a week to revise it, I guess. I don't know.
It's not hard for Joe to get in trouble in the band, anyways.
Yeah, no, I'm held to a pretty high standard. Linus could murder someone in the
Oh, yeah.
practice space.
In front of me.
Matt would help him hide the body, but
Oh yeah.
I spill a drink or something. Matt's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, man.
Hey, I think I was having a fucking family meltdown. My girls, I think my wife was arguing with one of my girls and that whole thing too, because that why it was like, because we stretched it out, and then all of a sudden I was like, hey, I didn't see anything. Oh, I'll tell Joe. Then I was like, okay, I didn't check my email, so I'm like, okay, fuck it. Waited a couple more days, and that was kind of my own fault. And then I check it, and I go, Matt, still nothing here, man. Okay, I'll tell Joe again. And then I was like, last call, Saturday morning. I'm last call, or we got to reschedule, because I just like to have the fucking thing going, And then he's like, oh, hold on a second. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. It was
all I'm hearing from this whole thing is that it's not my fault. Is all I'm hearing from you two. How this is not my fault.
I love it. I want to say it's the saga, man. Plots got to evolve. Logos got to evolve. That's what someone said in the chat. Right?
Hell yeah. Well, the original logo is that one that you have up now. That shield was in there, and then Decker made the long one because Brian from Cold Colors used to bitch at me so much. He's like, your logo fucking sucks to put on a flyer, Matt. You need a full name. I'm like, all right, Brian from Cold Colors. So then we had Decker do that one for us. And then then he incorporated the shield, which I just think is just bitching. Because then you see that shield, you're like, oh, VolsungaSaga.
Yep.
Trademark.
Yeah, it was a full on guess. I was like, it's gotta be, dude. No, nobody else has got, because I've never seen that other than in the logo. Once I saw it in the logo, I was like, oh, okay, that makes
There's another band that's like VolsungaSaga. Let's play together. We never play with bands like VolsungaSaga. But
what do you mean? No
well,
band?
like kind of like what we do. We play with a lot of death metal and like mass type stuff, which is rad as balls. Northern Hammer, fucking all those guys.
What's the shirt you're wearing, Joe?
Yeah, he's wearing Burn the Wretched. My koozie is Robin.
Show that again. What do you got there?
Oh, I'm showing it like this is my third time. Check it out. You can buy these when they play shows. Get back playing shows, Steve.
That's who was just in the chat, I believe.
Little sluts. But there's a lot of talent in this local scene, and it's just rad as piss.
It's stupid how much talent is around here.
If whatever you're feeling, there's a band for you, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like Only Time does some cool fucking shit that's heavy as hell, but it's not technically metal.
I think you guys came in with like 3 names or some shit, didn't you? He said he's working on it too, by the way.
Who's that?
The guy from.
Oh hell yeah. I'm probably talking. Like, let's do this show, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't speak highly enough of the local scene. It's just been awesome, and everyone's pretty supportive too. I remember in the early 2000s, kind of a little bit more cutthroat-ish, I guess, as far as
in the early 2000s.
Yeah, bands and stuff like that. That's what I noticed outside looking at. I wasn't in a band or anything, but I just felt like that when I went to shows. I'm like, this is seems kind of competitive, which is rad. That's good too.
So what time? When did you come? When you start dipping your toes in?
2002, I came to St. Paul, and in 2003, 2004, I used to go to this place called My Apple Music.
Yeah.
Off of University of Snelling. Yep. Shout out Scott. And I became his left-hand man. I would do odd jobs. I was just the weird kid that hung at a shop, and he just kind of hired me on to do fucking weird shit, Yeah. But maintenance and cleaning up, which I never did, and all that stuff. But down in the basement, Red Desert was going on.
Big crush.
And Sean worked at My Apple on the weekends or whatever. So I got cool with Sean and Lydell.
Okay.
And then I started going hanging out with them. I went to in Columbia Heights, what was that, Star Bar?
Yeah, Star Bar.
I went to a couple of gigs for them at Star Bar and helped them roadie it out and stuff, just getting drunk off of Yag bombs, and just I'll carry your stuff, Sean. He's like, don't touch that. I'm like, all right, But so that's when I kind of started getting into it.
Okay.
But it took me forever to get a band up and running. So
yeah, it's just meeting the right people to
yeah, that's the big thing I've learned throughout the years. It's all about networking, really.
Yeah,
and just be cool,
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, I think,
Yeah, that's so. Again, the local scene just rips. So
and you get to rub elbows with a lot of those people because of Capital, correct?
A lot of people come in. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a trip. It's always a trip. I sold that dude that guitar, and he's playing on stage. It's fucking. Rob's got a couple guitars. I've seen him play on stage that he's bought from me.
He bought from Capital.
They bought from Capital Guitars, and
CapitalGuitars.com.
Capital Guitars, Monday through Friday. But that's always a trip. So that is awesome for networking too.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful that I get to do that and do music.
How long you been there now?
8 years. Or wait, 7. Since 2017, maybe? I don't know. It's been a while.
Almost 8, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be 8 years in February.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah.
That's badass.
It's pretty
How's
cool.
the shop doing? Good?
Good, yeah. COVID bubble burst, as everybody probably knows, so prices kind of settled down, which is nice, so you can get used gear at a decent price again.
Right.
Well, elevated price, but still kind of decent.
Right.
Online strong, and yeah, keep it on, really.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Capital's always been super nice to the NYDM and always helping backline. I mean, you guys have helped out a fucking shit ton for this music scene as far as like the festivals that we've done or any of that shit. Calling Billy and Eric, those guys are like, yep, as long as you come, and I was always willing, like, if you were giving me something, it's going to come back and nothing's going to be wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just one of those things. Like if I'm putting my name on it and these guys are cool enough to give me hundreds of dollars worth of gear to fucking let a show be awesome. Like they're one of the biggest backlines we had for the Lee's whole thing,
Yeah, Lee's, and then we've done Chris's Toys for Tots. We didn't do this last time because we need it for our 20th anniversary show. But NYDM, we've been working with you guys forever.
Yeah,
way before me.
Oh yeah,
and I've done a lot with you guys too. So yeah, it goes back to like support local. Really, I mean, we're all in this together. We're all a bunch of weird art people that just happen to make loud noise. So thankful for all of it. Really.
Yeah.
So
very, very cool, man. I mean, I don't think it really sucks because when I started the podcast, it was like I really tried to push Capital so much because everybody was going there, and I mean, I'm under Rob's roof, really, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
But it always feels bad. I always feel bad because you know what I mean. Everybody's friends with everybody, so it's really difficult to, when something like that pops up, you know what I mean? And it's an uncomfortable feeling.
Well, here's the thing. I'll just go on record right now. It's like it's not detrimental to have another shop.
Sure.
It really is not.
Right.
What's cool about all the shops in the Twin Cities, Levon's, Vig's, Twin Town, they all Eclipse. Shout out Eclipse for pedals.
Right.
What's the place right down the way from our space?
Oh, Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all have something different to offer.
Right.
There's not 5 Capitals. There's not 12 Shred Dens. We all offer something different, which is awesome. If you want a custom BC Rich, go to Shred Den.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you want a custom Jackson, come to Capital.
Right.
And everything in between.
Yeah.
So
I like the fact that, for the most part, people aren't really stepping on each other's toes either.
No.
Because I know if one place is carrying a specific, I don't know how it works behind the scenes. Like if you contact a fucking, a distributor or whatever, and they go, well, you've got 4 other music shops in town that have that specific guitar.
That's very much a thing,
I mean?
yep.
So I can imagine that it's probably, you want to be respectful, obviously, to your,
and
your
a lot,
people. So it's
a lot of times if you want to start carrying a brand that somebody else has, you just, not that you need permission, still be like, hey, you're okay with this?
Right.
And then it's just like an old school. It's really, I don't know, from what I can see, the music retail industry is still kind of like old school in that way, which is kind of cool, it's all about respect and all that kind of stuff. But no one's stepping on anyone's toes. I've sent 1 million people to Eclipse, Vigs, if we don't have something, anything to keep you away from fucking Guitar Center, Sweetwater, Pro Audio Star, any of those fucking places, man. Shop local, kill global.
Yeah. Right, for sure.
I'm thinking so.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Yeah, no problem.
I'll be back.
It's all right, man. We can actually take a music break. We can actually listen to the second one. You can say it because I don't remember how to say it. What is it?
Ratatoss.
There he goes.
They gave me a chance to actually sing lead on this one.
Oh, nice.
Which is actually a very new experience for me because I've never sang in any of my other projects.
Yeah.
So to have a actual song where I'm singing leads, because I had to do backing just because that was what Walter did before I joined.
Yeah.
But to have an opportunity to actually do lead on a song, like lead vocals, was super special, and I really, really enjoyed doing it. And
so did you fucking raise your hand to do it, or how did it all come to be? Did everybody get a shot at it, or did you and Matt go back and forth with it, or how?
I think it was kind of like, because Jake wrote the lyrics to this one.
Okay.
And Matt was like, I want to sing this part.
Okay.
I think it was just because of the way the like what he's playing when, and like a lot of vocals are like that, right? Like if you're playing something too complicated, it's gonna be harder to sing, right? So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot, right? Like I can try to sing the verses on the song, and that's pretty much was the end of it, because then he's singing the chorus, and I don't know, it was a really fun process, and it's a super fun song.
Right. Well, that's badass, dude. Now in your other bands, even in Chicago, you played in some black metal stuff.
Oh yeah, I played for
Now, were you doing vocals and that stuff?
No, man.
Okay.
I was
just guitar.
Guitar songwriter, man. I was Jake.
Okay.
In my other bands.
Now I remember seeing you, at some of those events in Illinois for the NYDM stuff. So I remember seeing you, but I don't remember.
Oh, I played at Rock Hollow and shit.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, for the Decker benefit and memorial show. We came up to the Northern Wisconsin Metal Fest 7 in 2010.
Damn.
15 years.
What's he at now?
Ago.
This time now? What is that Northern Hammer Fest or Northern Wisconsin Metal Fest? What is that at now? It's like
God. Well,
you said 7,
couple
14, something like that?
I, a V, and maybe
7,
an X.
So like now it's 15 years later.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So this year's will be
22.
22.
Jesus,
You're better at math than I am. Let's go.
Drugs. Not that you're on drugs. It's just
you're on drugs.
Yeah,
you're math better
all the time. Just the way it is, man. I can't help it. That's what it is. All right. Well, let's take a listen to this. Joe's doing vocals on this too, by the way. That's
Ratatosk.
Yes, let's do it.
Rad.
Take this as a remark, along with you.
Oh shit, is that it, buddy? Just like that,
That is it.
you came in smelling so good, dude.
Shh. There might be cops watching.
Oh shit. Yeah, that might happen. Thanks for coming back and
and
thanks
fucking Osseo.
for joining us. Yeah, just tell the cops where we're at. God damn you.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Thanks, Robin.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, coming back and everything. Hey, folks, I just want to shout out a couple shows that are coming up here. Tom Croxton's got a show coming up next weekend, April 25th, 6 p.m. doors. That's at Club Underground. Looks like Venus to Mars and All the Pretty Horses, Plague of Stars, Harsh Reality, The F All, Murder Curious, I believe it is. Again at Club Underground. It looks like 10 in advance, 20 at the door. It's just suggested donations, but this goes to a great cause. Tom Croxton just had a triple bypass surgery or
Something gnarly.
Yeah, they cracked him open like a freaking egg and fixed him up. So hopefully, I know that he's been out of work and he's going to be out of work for a little while for the recoup. So if you guys can help out, and I know that. Go to the show. They'll have a lot of merch. I'm sure they'll have some silent auction stuff. It's 21 plus. Again, 6 p.m. doors. That's on the 25th at Club Underground. Then here's another thing there. If you want to scan that real quick, we've got a little GoFundMe there that you can hit. And then these guys, VolsungaSaga's got a show on the, what does it say? The 27th, is it?
In June?
June 27th is the one I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe with Insidious. I believe they're out of Colorado.
And Ruin.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do with that show, so I'm still kind of confused about it. I know we're playing that day though.
That's the White Squirrel.
Yeah, we've never played there. Kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
I've heard
place
good
either.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's off of West 7th.
Oh, really?
I might be mistaken. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That down that far, huh? That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been down that way in a long fucking time as far as like club wise, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, they got Starcade down there.
Okay.
In the little keg and case area.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, Starcade fucking rips.
Yeah, yeah.
Go out there, yeah. Pay like, I don't know how much it is, but you pay a flat amount and you play it all day.
No
Arcade
shit.
games, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's rad as shit. They got Smash TV. So
No shit.
and X-Men. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Old school shit.
In the Simpsons game, they got crazy stuff over there.
Really?
Awesome, yeah.
That's bad.
You got a bunch of pinball too, but I think you got to pay extra for the pinball.
Okay.
I guess that's a bigger deal.
Right.
Pinball, but yeah.
And then I've got the one for July 11th at Palmers.
Yeah, with the mighty fucking Impaler.
The Mighty Impaler, dude.
Sorry, Mothwa. And then who else is on that?
Look, Rad Enhancer and
Yeah.
Outlaw Saint, actually. It's an indoor-outdoor thing, huh?
Yeah, we're playing outdoor right before Impalers, so pretty
Badass.
thankful that we got that sick-ass spot. And,
Oh, yeah.
Palmer's is fun outside. It's fun. Even if it rains and we got to go inside, I really don't fucking care.
Right.
Like, let's rip.
Yeah.
Play on top of a bar.
Right.
But playing with Impalers is always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Those are good dudes,
Hell yeah, good shit, man. So if you folks can make it out, I'll push this one again real quick. This is the 27th of June. I can't read that top one. Did you say Insidious? Is that?
Is that the name of the banjo?
Yeah.
And then Ruin, and then Gradients. There you go, that one too. You guys at the White Squirrel. Looks like shows at 9. Open at fucking so small, dude.
Yeah.
So
We're really hyped to play at a new venue too.
Yeah, I was just saying that White Squirrel seems like a spot to be at. So
Oh yeah, man, that's cool. I'm glad that there's other things opening up. And then again, the July 11th one at Palmer's. That's an indoor-outdoor thing with Impaler, Simothwa, Rad Enhancer, and Outlaw Saint. And I had those guys on a podcast not too long ago. Check out all those bands actually, because I've had fucking Bill's on the wall somewhere.
Yeah.
Bill's
it's
the
right
fucking
there.
Bill's on
man.
the wall behind
Yeah.
me. And we talked about Josh Kellerman. He's there with Sammy there, and then I got Bill Gelberg from the Metal Sodas over there on the wall.
Hell yeah.
Jordan's on the wall. The tacos are on the wall. Fucking Joe
From the
Rogan's on the
windows to the
wall,
wall.
dude. Yeah.
to the window, to the wall.
Damn. Yeah. Holy shit. He's going full.
And then the following weekend, Saturday, July 19th, Josh Kellerman and I are putting on a little fest at Eagles 34.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Who do you got doing that one? You got some names on that one?
Oh
yet?
man.
Oh, dude, you don't, dude.
I'll tell you.
Abomination, man.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Joe, you slut! We're supposed to
No,
keep
dude,
that
I'm
under
not.
wraps.
I'm going to announce that one. I am super hyped to
Yes,
play
Joe
with
has
Towering
nothing to do with this
Abomination.
fucking show at all.
Those
No,
guys
that's
rip.
badass. So who contacted him? Did you get a hold of him, or did Josh?
Kellerman and I, we both book shows and
Right.
stuff like that. And every time we see each other at a show, we're kind of lit up. We're like, we gotta do a fest, man.
Yeah.
So one day we just called each other on our bluff, and then July fucking 19th at Eagles 34 is the
Nice.
situation. So
Okay.
we have both rooms. So
Two stages.
two stages. So when one room is live, the other one will be going, or setting up, tearing down, and vice versa. So we got like 12, maybe 14 bands. Oh man, we're gonna stress out, but it'll be for fun.
I get to share the stage with Ogar again.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Die Hardcore, Living Through Ghosts, Maniacal Force. Fucking those guys are rad
Yeah.
as piss too.
Maniacal rips.
Well, there's 5 bands that are killer so far.
Only Time, Ghidorah. I guess they play Milwaukee Metal Fest. They're from Michigan, I think. Oh, that was a Josh thing.
I've seen their logo around.
Yeah,
a
me
whole
too.
bunch.
Like
just recently. yeah.
I'm pumped for that Towering Abomination.
Oh,
And then Boss Man Rob and Glutton for Punishment.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a couple other ones that I'm not going to say. Okay, I'll say them. Major Malfunction, VolsungaSaga, because why not?
You gotta play the good
Wolfpack,
ones, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, we just played with Impaler, but Kellerman convinced me. He's like, dude, it's our first fest. You got to do it. I'm like, all right, fine, fair enough. So, yeah, a couple other bands that I don't have down yet, waiting for replies on. And you know how these things are. Someone might drop. You got to get somebody else in. So.
All right, so I'll give you a pass on that because it's your full fest thing. But Tempest posted something just this week about don't hurt your own draw with playing like within a certain. And I know it's come up on the podcast a whole bunch because just speaking of younger bands, because it's just a habit that you you don't want to you don't want to go ahead and do it again. Point at it again. There you go. Because I just had the camera to the wide one. There you go.
No, Tempest is very correct in that, but we're kind of gluttons for ego and applause.
Well,
back to that num thing.
Well, again, it's your first fest. You want to,
Yeah, and just it's just crazy that we got bands confirmed and a date and everything. It's like, all right, now we got to figure out everything else.
Right.
My long-suffering wife, she's like, the problem is you say yes, and then you got to fucking scramble to get it to work.
Right.
I'm like, hell yeah. She's like, no, that's not good.
Yeah.
But, I'm really looking forward to it. Kellerman's a fucking gent. And if you don't like Kellerman, I don't like you, I guess.
Yeah, that's.
But he's a good dude.
He gets. He's him and I are very much similar. We get along with everybody.
Yeah. He's like a fucking puppy.
Yeah,
he's fucking great.
He'll bite you too, though. You know what I mean?
Just like Joe from Rat Enhancer is just like the fucking nicest dude. You know, it's just.
Joe's good shit.
And he teaches guitar, Capital Guitars. If you want to take a lesson, contact me. We'll get you set up.
Nice. There you go. Yep. Joe's good shit, man.
His DMs are wide open, people.
Wide open, dude.
Chat, hit me up.
Please message Matt.
Send Wang.
He'll get me bummed.
Let me see here. We got a couple other shows that are coming up tomorrow night. Don't forget to go down to Club Underground for the Jim Odegaard memorial thing. It's actually scrolling on the bottom here for you folks. I've got a couple shows that are on there right now, and I'm just going to slowly update it as I go. I don't want to get too far ahead, and you can always check everything out on Ritual Madness Podcast on Facebook and my personal page, and you'll see all the shows that I post all the time. I'm just trying to help everybody keep it in everybody's eyeballs.
Hell yeah, keep it local, man.
Do it. Why not?
We got so many good bands.
So many good bands.
So many.
Yeah.
I've been trying to. What sucks with the podcast is you only have so many times. I only record on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? I will do special days if I really need to, but it's like I like to keep it regular on Fridays. You know what I mean? But after you get so far in, it's like fuck. Now everybody's releasing again, so I end up going back and I'll double back around again. But now there's so many different bands popping up that I haven't had a chance to, like, you rattled off like 4 of them when you came in here, and I love that because that's ever since I've been in a band, it's been fucking 35 years playing in this fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you hear bands or hear about bands just organically, and that is my favorite way to hear from the homies. Like, dude, you got to check these guys out. We played with them, here. They were fucking awesome. Their draw is killer, and if you book shows, you love hearing that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. Yep.
But it's always like, oh, you'll hear it from one homie, and then like 4 or 5, a couple weeks go by, and you'll hear 4 or 5 other people go, dude, have you seen these guys yet? You know what I mean? There's a lot of bands, a lot of logos that I haven't seen that are popping up now. Like I think is it Morrow?
Yeah, we played.
Yeah, they've been around for a
we
while.
actually
Yeah.
your first show we played with,
And
them,
I've never seen them guys live, but I've
So
seen
good.
Really good.
their name around a whole
Yeah.
bunch. Ruin is another one that I've seen around a
Yep.
whole bunch, but I haven't actually seen them live. So I've got to, and I'm willing to open the fucking podcast to anybody. You know what I mean? As long as you got your shit together, I don't want to be playing some shit that you recorded on a fucking boombox for God's
Oh, for
sake. You know
sure.
what I mean? Like I have.
Well, it's
don't
so
get me wrong.
accessible now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can get quality recording nowadays
Right.
with minimal equipment. You don't have to go to, a
Big studio to do
AAA
it. Yeah.
studio
Yeah.
to get great music.
Right.
And we went to
Accessible,
1459 and shout out to Will Marvellis. Like he runs a
the
great
fucking man.
Yeah, he runs a great studio and he treated us very well, and I really appreciate his approach to recording.
Yeah.
Because I spent on the last full-length album I did, it took us almost a year to record because there were no boundaries with the engineer, right?
Sure.
The engineer was like,
Which could be
you
good
guys
and
want
bad,
it
right?
perfect, we're going to get it perfect. We're going to grid the drums. We're
Right.
going to do takes of the guitars until you get every part perfectly, and it just took forever.
Right.
And we were tearing our freaking head like hair out,
Yeah.
like just working on it. And I really appreciated that Will's like, all right, you got 3 takes.
He does not have
Parameters.
time for that
Yeah,
shit.
No, he doesn't have time for it. No, he doesn't, and nor should he, and nor should any engineer. Like, if you're out there trying to record musicians, like, set those boundaries. Be like, look,
Yeah.
if you're ready to record,
Well,
you got 3
first
takes.
of all,
like,
you should fucking be ready to record
Yeah,
anyway.
100%.
All that money that you're going to be wasting not being ready, like that pre-production, you should be recording in your studio right
Yeah.
away.
That's
you
what
know?
Will kind of goes. He's like, there's time for studio magic. You're like, oh, I'm inspired. Let's do this part. Maybe there's time for that, right?
Sure.
But he definitely does not want you writing full ass parts or songs
No,
in the
right.
studio, which is very fair. My end of it, I like working with Will so much because I got a band going because I wanted to play live. That's
Right.
I didn't give a fuck about albums, nothing. I just want to play on the stage, right?
Yeah.
So if I can get that as close as I can, recorded, like live to record it, I'm
Yeah.
so happy about it. And Will, 3 takes, like, we'll, drum 3 takes, 3
Yeah.
takes. And Linus is such a beast. He's like, I can do it again. Like, no, man, it's fucking rad.
it's
you know?
good. Yeah,
So-
like you got it. Like,
Yeah, so keeping it fresh, keeping it kind of feeling live,
Yeah.
that to me is key. And Will
Yeah.
does a very good job of that.
Yep.
So
and all those drums were recorded live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With us in Linus's headphones, and then we just record the guitars and vocals to those tracks, and it works out so well and so much more efficient. Takes up less of everybody's time. God, months and months in the
Dude,
studio trying to
yeah.
get like an 11-song album done, and you're like, what? Like, why haven't we released this yet? Like,
Yeah.
everything else is done. Like, I'm sending you artwork, and the music's done. Like, I'm sending you the artwork.
How did we
the
circle back
artwork?
around to that?
No, the artwork's
Yeah.
not
Guilt.
even done.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
And like, that's the thing.
Oh, we
It's
know,
like,
Joe. We
but
know.
I'm
we
like,
know. We brought that up.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, dude. That's awesome.
We were very self-deprecating in this situation,
Yeah.
man.
No.
No, but getting back to Will, it's like, you've done recording. It's like, let's try catching lightning in a bottle. It's cliche as fuck, but it's like true. It's like you want to get it, but if you sit there and like nitpick all the time, and that's what delays it. Recording stuff I found personally is like I just gotta let it is what it is. I got 3 chances. I did it. Fucking, I played them live a billion times. All that stuff, but.
Let me ask you this though:
Yes,
if
sir.
you listen to that older, like old rock and roll shit, the shit that they recorded, like masterpiece album, and then a back-to-back masterpiece, and not only that, a back-to-back-to-back masterpiece where it's like 1 year here, 1 year here, or they release 2 in 1 year.
Yeah, and they fucking wrote and recorded it while on tour.
This is my question, though. Now, listening to that older stuff and being a musician, and you're able to tune your ears and you're be able to pick those things out, I love it when I hear a squeak of a pedal, like you hear a beat going and you just hear that pedal going in the background. You're going, wait, am I hearing that? No fucking way. And you rewind it, and it's like they leave that shit in. I love that shit. So
that's going back to the live thing.
Yes,
it's just like it's got to feel organic because, man, it wasn't like Blotted Science or some shit. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Or Dream Theater. So it's like just music's not supposed to be perfect, all right?
Right.
As a guitar player, I'm playing, my instrument is an imperfect instrument. So trying to achieve perfection is a fool's errand.
Right.
But the fucking dumb art dude in you is like, I could do that better this time.
Yeah.
Me, it's always vocals. I consider myself still super green to recording.
Okay.
Right. So like even this last time, I'm like, okay, now I know exactly how I want to record vocals.
You're super
next
green,
time.
dude. This was my first time recording vocals ever.
Yeah. So it's like
In 21 years of playing music.
as a weird art dude,
You did a great job, dude.
I don't think it rips, man.
Yeah.
As a weird
Don't
art
forget
dude, you'll
sunflowers.
never be happy with your thing.
Right.
There's just you won't be. If you are fucking rad, tell me how to do it.
But let me ask you this,
Oh
though.
shit,
So,
Greg.
no.
Hot seat.
So here's the thing, though. Like, you listen to it so many fucking times, right? It's just in your head, and you're like, after a while, when you record it, you've already played it a million times live, right? You get it down, you pre-produce this shit, you get everything square, right? And you're like the first song, right? You're like, I've heard it a million times. But when you go back, or somebody goes, dude, we haven't listened to this, and they pop it in, and you're sitting there, and all of a sudden, like you just catch one part that you remember writing, and you're like, fucking A, I totally forgot I wrote that. That is so badass.
Yeah,
I
it's just-
love that feeling.
It's such a weird feeling.
It is,
And
dude.
like putting something out in the universe, music, like
Yeah.
my art, I play guitar and
Yeah.
fucking scream or something like
Yeah.
that, and stress out about booking shit. But it's just I'd be fucking miserable if I didn't, you
Yeah.
know? So like I don't know where I was going with this. I'm kind of tore up. But music's fun, art's fun. Do more bands should be forming.
Right.
Like every time someone buys a new guitar from Capitol Guitars off of Selby and Dale, 644 Selby, I'm like, the first thing I say to them
What's
is
your
like,
hours? What's your hours?
oh shit.
Am I just showing up or what?
Yeah,
Can I
just
go
show
there
up, man.
now?
Maybe we're open.
Yeah.
Open till 5,
Just a minute. I know
right?
this.
You're working late nowadays.
Noon to 6 Monday through Friday, 11 to 4 on Saturday. I think that's right. Yeah, come in. You're pretty good. I forgot I was rambling about. Oh, every time a kid buys a guitar, I'm like, well, you're gonna suck right away. Sorry, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And then form a band. Like just more bands. Let's go.
Well,
One of the bosses' band, Eric. He's got a fucking son that's in a band. It's
dude,
rad.
these fucking kids.
Visceral React is awesome,
Visceral.
man.
Dude,
I wish they didn't rip off our album art though.
what do you mean?
Dude.
Can you pull up
you
fucking
pull up
pictures?
their album art and compare
It's
it
a
to
nod.
Yellow.
It's a
I got- I
nod.
got
It's
you,
a
I
nod.
got
It's a nod.
I got you.
No, I love
We
those
love
boys
those
so
guys.
much. Those guys rip.
But to me, that's
Good dudes.
That's the thing, dude. Is I see kids like that are like, because I know his dad, Jack's dad, Bucky. So like,
Yeah.
I've known Bucky from the scene for like ever. So
Yeah.
when he walked up to me and was doing shit at Skyway, he's like, "Hey, dude, you still doing your thing?" He's like, "Dude, come over here and meet my son." So I go over there and he's Jack, the little kid. And I'm like, he's like, "Hey, fucking, can you help him out?" All of a sudden, like the week later, they're playing with Crowbar or somebody. You know what I mean? I'm like, "What the fuck you asking me to book them a local show? Like they're already doing it. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
He's
those
like,
guys-
"Oh,
those
just
guys are
hook them up or whatever." So we get the show going and we do their CD release or whatever, and all of those kids' parents, like when I was taking photos of them and shit, this came up last podcast too, is I like to stop and thank those parents because I know how many times I terrorized other people's parents when we were practicing at their house, and their parents would just have to leave because we
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a good-
taking over the basement.
yeah.
I'll say, like, getting back to the Matt Arver thing, his mom, Catherine Arver, she would let us just jam in his basement, just be like loud as fucking balls for doing our fucking thing. And she just put up with it. So I'm always eternally grateful for fucking Kathy Arver. She like let us cause a ruckus in our fucking house,
And
in her house.
I love that because, you know, guys like Bucky, he's in a punk band. He's been playing out for a long time.
Like
you know, Vacant. Yeah, Vacant.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to see cats my age are having kids and fucking, you know, their kids are you know, they're 18, 17, 18, and they're out there fucking doing it like we were when we were kids. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
to
time's
me,
an illusion.
Dude, that is so fucking awesome. I absolutely love that. So seeing a kid come in, and I go back to Nate, you know, Nate Tannick, and when he was in Fargo Moorhead, right?
Yeah.
Like, what really, I love the banter between all those guys. Like, I didn't really know Nate like everybody else. Like, they partied with Slayer and they hung out with them in Fargo and all that shit. I got to know him just through the banter through everybody around here. But when I saw him actually get a bunch of donations and give them to kids, like fucking Make a Wish
That's
riff
fucking
thing,
rad as shit.
one
That
of the
was so
coolest
cool.
fucking things ever. And to me, it was like, and you talk to him about it, you know, as he, you know, some of his students, he's like, dude, one of my students started a band, and hearing that dude talk about how, you know, that he's pushing it forward, this shit that we got into as kids.
He's so proud.
that we're so stuck in, you know, I mean, we're old cats, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we're,
You are.
yeah, I'm not, I've earned
Hey
every
man,
gray
I'm
hair,
41. Chill out. But no, seeing I know what you're talking about, especially with Nate, man. Fucking congrats to Nate for all the shit he's been doing too. I don't think I can name a more proud motherfucker of like one of his students or something. That guy is just about it.
Linus says these guys should tune down. a
Fuck
half
you,
step.
Linus.
Hell
Get
yeah,
your ass
Linus.
down here.
Hell yeah, D Standard. My boy.
That's awesome, dude. They've been blowing you up, Linus, this whole time. By the way, that's funny.
We're stroking your ego
Yes.
for
Yeah.
some reason.
You missed your flowers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Too late now. You're gonna have to rewind.
late now.
You're gonna start from the beginning.
But Linus would be here today, but our guy is feeling under the weather,
He's
so
sick,
hopefully he gets better very quickly.
yeah, man. I hope you feel better, and thanks for not passing it along. We just had a guy, Matt Rutherford, do that last week. He was like super stoked to come, and he's like, "Dude, I haven't been on in a long time," and he's like, I got a sore throat earlier in the week, and he's like, I lost my voice, and I'm sick as shit. And he's like, I just don't want to come. And he's
There's some
like,
shit going around, man.
Yeah, he's like, I'd feel really bad if other people are missing.
Well, dude,
for
4 years ago, almost to the days when I came on last, and we had to reschedule a couple of times because you caught COVID
Yep.
and like some other shit happened. So like 4 years almost to the day is when I was on here last.
Right. That's crazy,
At your old
dude.
spot.
Yeah, yeah.
This was way cooler, even though like Shred Den's right down the street. But whatever.
It's literally next door.
Yeah.
We could do one from Capitol's
Really?
basement if you guys want.
That place.
No, buy a BC Rich custom shop from Shred Den.
Yeah.
Buy everything else from
You
Capital.
want to play black metal?
Yeah. All right. No, that's it's.
I'm gonna take
You got to piss again? Go ahead, man. You're good. You're good.
all these beers, man, are
Amateur hour.
Woo,
What?
Yeah.
they're high grab.
That's fucking hilarious, man. That's the way to go, though.
I totally called it Matt and I talking over each other for fucking 2 hours.
Dude, it really does happen through this whole, you know, I mean, it's just fun. It's funny to listen back to because, you know, you'll be chuckling with, you know,
Yeah.
you'll say something, you know, smart while you're having a conversation. Yeah, little jabs at each other, you know what I'm saying? I love to listen back and hear some of the jokes, especially like guys like Simothwa and the Echoes of the Fallen guys. We just did a podcast with them cats not too long ago, and I was dying.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Like Echoes is probably like, if I could play in any other band, would be Echoes. Probably.
Echoes is awesome. Yeah.
But I mean, you know, they got their guys.
They're like, you know, they've got such a they're kind of touch on a bunch of different things. That's why I've always liked them, you know, and obviously Jordan was involved with that too. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of biased anyway with Jordan's projects and shit.
No, they just like they throw down every show, and like their music is so tight, and they do like phenomenal like album releases. I
Right.
love everything about them. I saw them at the garage, like right down the street from my house. Got to hang out with them and like, and you know, obviously I've chilled with them a few times like since, but like that was like for me like a really cool like thing for me to do was like, all right, these guys are playing in Burnsville.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and they're right down the road from me. I'm going to go see them.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, like I had never been to the garage. The garage was really cool.
Yeah, they just
They
closed
got
that
a
place
lot-
like recently.
Yeah, they
didn't
closed it recently,
That
but
sucks, man.
yeah,
I remember that shit in high school.
it was.
Yeah.
It was what it was. But you know what? I'm glad I got a chance to go there before it closed.
Yeah, I
Like-
got to play it. I think
It was kind of
twice.
like Lee's, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm glad I got a chance to play Lee's before it
Yeah.
closed.
I'm very thankful you put us on Lee's before it closed down.
Yeah, it was a good
Still-
spot, man. I
Still
really
look
wish.
at those videos from McAnthastaga playing there and shit.
Yeah.
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 I really miss that place. We were talking about that it come up a couple times in the last few podcasts, and I just fucking absolutely miss that place. It was so much fun. You know, we had the run of the roost. You know what I mean? Like we could do anything, and the best part about it is that it managed itself. Really, you know, nobody got out of hand. You know, I remember I got approached. Now, do you guys remember when? I don't even remember what band it was, but the dude got into it with the guys in Invidiosis. They're like the dude called everybody a bunch of race traders and all this crazy shit. He got kicked out of his band. I'm not even going to say the name because it's not even worth fucking acknowledging. But this racist dude shows up to Lee's, and we're all in the back. We got Walt's barbecue going on. Ethnic folks, black folks, you know what I'm saying? We've got a mixed variety of
barbecue.
people in the back there drinking and having a good time, you know? And dude kind of waves me over, and I got a drink in my hand. I've had a few. I'm having a good time, you know? And he says, you know, you're the guy that got me kicked out of my band. And I'm like, and then he told me who he was, and I was, wait, I made you a racist? And he looks at me, he's like, no, but you know, you're the guy that went around and I was like, wait a second.
Was that shithead that you had to fucking bounce out of Lee's?
No,
that was beating on that.
That was a different
his
guy.
girlfriend or
that was
whatever.
that was a guy from down by
Mankato,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
that cat. That was a totally different thing. That was a hilarious story too.
yeah.
But
tell
There's
us,
a different
Greg.
crazy.
but this one, the dude is he's saying that I got him kicked out of his band and that I was the bad guy, you know. And it, dude,
Nobody's
nobody
the
knows
villain.
who he is though. You know what I'm saying? He's
Nobody's
sitting
the
there.
villain in their own narrative,
Well,
Greg.
and here's the thing: he's chirping away, you know, and I'm getting like he's accusing me, and I was like, wait a second, dude, you went to a club and acted an ass and called people race traders and all this other fucking shit, and got kicked out of the place, and then got kicked out of your band, right? Like that shit didn't have nothing to do with me, right? You know, and I go, why do we have a problem? And the dude was like, you know, chirp, 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 chirp. And I just looked at him and I go, yeah, I remember looking across the parking lot and Dennis Kern and Damien were all standing there. And then Walt was to the side of us, right? And I'm looking around and I go, dude, what do you think would happen if I started telling people who the fuck you were?
Yeah.
Like, do you think you'd make it out of this parking lot? And he kind of looks around and I go, I don't think you would. So you probably should just shut the fuck up and get lost.
Yeah.
Like, don't bring your shit around here. And he never came back. You know? It was like
Fuck people like that, man.
like it was like well, and here's the thing,
100%.
like now Logos had really gave me a bunch of information about, it wasn't just Logos, it was a bunch of people. I had booked the one guy who was in that wolf deal. You remember the wolf gang that was around here? They were like they were attached to another like kind of racist thing that was down south, and these guys came up here. They all had
Operation Werewolf.
That's what it was. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah,
we don't need to say that again. But
yeah.
but you know what I mean. Now those cats showed up
do.
out of nowhere, right? And I had booked the one cat. I didn't know nothing about him. He always seemed cool to me. I liked his band. You know, I booked him. Actually, the one bass player still playing around. He's a good dude, good cat. He plays. I can't even remember. I won't even say the band's name. I don't want to get him in trouble.
I know, but I won't say it.
No, the thing is, like, you know, and we've run into that too.
Yeah.
With bands like
Well,
that
hold
you
on.
didn't know at the time.
Let me stop though. I want because I know this really pertains to you cats too, because and I say this because
100%.
What sucks is these idiots, these assholes that do this shit, they take old symbols and they ruin them. You know what I'm saying? And what really sucks is Viking lore, Viking symbols, and Nordic symbols and things like that. They're popping up all over. I mean, this was I going to ask you guys about this. Have you guys had any issues with that thing? Has it ever come up
I can speak pretty freely about that. When we first started some of our original podcasts, I was brought up a lot with I'm all millionaire up, obviously,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, and it's almost kind of like knee-jerk reaction. Like, yeah, I play in a melodic pagan folk Viking metal band, but we're not, white supremacists or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It has been kind of a thing,
it gets
but
all appropriated. Like these
Yeah,
fucking
100%.
shitheads like appropriate basically heritage
Right.
and use it for hate, which is
up in our studio right now
fucking acceptable.
is the Vinland flag that Peter Steele created, right? The green and the black and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, the Vinland flag. White supremacists have appropriated that to mean some fucking white supremacy Nazi bullshit.
Right.
So, yeah, we've had to deal with that in the past, but if you talk to us for like 3 seconds,
Yeah.
these guys are just fucking goofballs. They just want sing about the sagas and shit like that.
Right.
That's
Right.
It does suck 100%. And I said it on your last podcast, I'll say it now. If anybody's spewing some white supremacist shit and they're wearing a millionaire, snatch that chain. I'll give you I'll give you money for that
Matt's
chain.
got $100 for it.
$100 bounty on that shit. Like, stomp them out too while you're at it. Like,
Well,
there's no time for that. I know
If you snatch one of them from somebody, you'll probably be fist fighting, and that's
well, you gotta earn that money.
Now-
You
now-
gotta
earn that $100, man.
Now, I want to say this. Now, don't just go out there doing that shit if you don't know for a fact.
100%. Yeah,
I don't want to put
exactly,
anybody in
exactly.
any kind of danger. Like, don't put yourself in danger.
I'm kind of an impulsive dude and just knee-jerk reaction. Like, I have zero fucking tolerance for those kind of motherfuckers.
And that's the last part of it, is that people like that do need to be called out, and that needs
100%.
to be
Call them out. Fucking, if you know for 100% certain that it is a thing.
Yeah.
With smoke, there's usually fire, but you
Right.
don't want to go pointing fingers where they shouldn't be pointed at.
Right.
Yeah, don't jump to conclusions.
Exactly. Thank you.
Like we said, like this stuff is taken
Yeah.
and appropriated and used for hate sometimes
So-
for certain people. And like that's unacceptable in the metal scene. It's unacceptable for our community. Like we don't want hate in our community. We want to reach out and we want to be inclusive and we want to rock. Like, like fuck.
Just listen to our songs, listen to our fucking book reports about the fucking sagas, drink a beer, maybe get in the pit here and there. Just don't be a fucking ignorant, racist piece of shit, because
Right.
I will jump off stage and fucking boot you in the fucking face. Like, there's no time for that shit,
Yeah. I should have made a scroller that said we did not condone violence. Fucking
I
Matt,
do.
Matt just comes out,
I
he's
do.
Like, snatch that chain.
Snatch that chain.
Next thing
I
you know,
condone it. I
motherfucker.
condone it if you're fucking smashing Nazis and fucking just smash them. Like SOS.
I'm definitely
SOS
not
on
against
fucking
it, that's for
Nazis.
sure,
Yeah.
They
But
deserve it.
my opinions are not representative of Greg Chilton's opinions. So,
True.
like,
So Greg,
Ritual Madness podcast is not liable
Not
for what
liable
Matt Parkins says.
chain snatch.
But snatch that shit.
Yeah, snatch that chain. Now, like, what did you guys think about the whole Danzig design? Did you think that
All right.
was like?
What?
Like, yeah, that was
You didn't
the
hear
Black
about that?
Sun thing, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that dude, man. Danzig knows what the fuck he's doing.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
he's on record. Like, he's got all these books in the cult. Yeah, he knows what he's fucking doing, that edgelord piece of shit. Fuck Danzig.
Yeah,
The
just
guy
a
should
fucking
the guy should have hit him
60-year-old
harder.
edgelord,
Yeah.
fucking Danzig, right?
Well, somebody did point out though that bad motor finger. Somebody pointed that out on
For a Soundgarden,
yeah.
was different,
All right.
Come on,
Look it up.
I've seen it.
No,
No, I saw it. It
you
was
can look
totally
again.
different.
No, it's not totally different.
Well, I mean,
It's very
Chris
very
Cornell.
close. Yeah,
Who is dead? R.I.P.
R.I.P.
right. But their guitar player Kim Thales, with Middle Eastern. Right?
Yeah.
So it's
And they play in like some weird tuning. They're good.
right.
Not it's similar.
Similar. That's what I'm saying. You could.
I mean, they're similar, but
Yeah,
like
but
Danzig
Danzig's
shit's like
shit was
Black
like
Sun.
literally with the
Well,
hard lines.
when
right?
you're fucking.
well, and like
when
we're
you're 85 years
VolsungaSaga.
old too, though.
Like we
you know?
try like with the S's, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
we got S's in our name. We don't do the fucking lightning
our-
bolt S's in
our
any of our shit.
our old like we had these OG patches that somebody
Yeah,
did
you-
for us.
I think you.
and they got the Black Sabbath S's in them.
Yeah, Black Sabbath.
And I'm like, all right, we can't do that anymore. But it's
Right.
like it was just the font that was used, and I'm like, Then again, it's like it, might be perceived as problematic. So I just
cut it.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
It's really unfortunate that that's the way shit is these days, man. And everybody's good on everybody to be very like diligent about it, but that sucks. And
No.
I just had to ask that question because I know
it's
you guys.
Tom Tier said it best.
Yeah.
Is your scene, keep it clean.
Yeah,
exactly, 100%. Shout
there's
out Tier.
Fucking
Only
shithead
time.
or shitheads going up to these shows.
Snatch chains.
Snatch their fucking chains.
he's gonna get somebody shot. Oh, I guess it's not.
No,
it's not. I
Fist
guess
fight like men. Fist
They do
fight
that
like
in the
men.
NFL, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, these days, man, you never know.
Greg's
man.
like, what
People
the fuck are we doing?
Well, I just don't want anybody to get hurt, dude. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
100%. Like, it goes back to the there's smoke, there's fire kind of thing. But like, you have to do your homework and look into it more, because surface level we might seem kind of problematic,
Right.
But we're 100% not, obviously, it's shit like that. So
I-
you gotta do your homework.
Now, you guys know the Cymothwa cats, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Justin actually did our
he did
art for
Jotun's, yeah.
Jotun's upon Midgard.
So I was actually having a conversation with someone, and they were just adamant about how big of dicks those guys were. And I laughed. I laughed and I laughed. I go, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about, and just kind of blew it off, whatever. And then I did a podcast with them, and just they're so in tune with each other's comedy that they feed off of each other, but they're just deadpan half the time. You know what I mean? Or they're like taking a sip of a beer and just kind of like, kind of chuckling.
100%, yeah.
So it's like I could see how other people who don't really know them guys these guys are kind of, because they're to themselves. They just, they know that there's so many sensitive pricks out there, and they're just clowns. They like to have fucking fun, and that's
look at any of their fucking song names. Like,
we come bearing riffs or some shit like that.
Sorry doesn't put Triscuits in your belly or some shit like that. Frying Nemo. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
So we're all part of like weird art dude club and shit, like art person club, shit like that. But like, Sidemouth was their own fucking camp.
Yep.
VolsungaSaga has their own fucking situation going on.
Yep.
Burning of the Wretched, same thing.
Right.
Like,
It's
kind of fun,
dude. It's just really cool to see folks that are everybody's getting along. That's for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like there isn't huge beefs like there were back in the day.
That's what I was saying about the early 2000s, man. Like outside looking in, I could notice. Like I heard this crazy story that Decker used to, if there's 4 bands on his bill or whatever, he would give each band a different color flyer, and then see, like, oh, there's more yellow than fucking blues.
Well, see, he started doing that in weird times. Like when we started.
He was a weird fucking dude.
So what we would have to do with those cards is we'd have to circle our name. And so at the end of the night, he would look at all the circles and he'd put them in piles. There'd be fucking nights I'd go up into First Avenue, dude, and we'd have big piles, and it would just everybody who brought in big stacks, you were getting more shows.
And that is kind of rad,
well,
like because you got to put the fucking work in,
This has also come up
level?
in the No, this was Necromus back then.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We'd never fucked with Deck. We like, I want to say mid sub level is when, because I had stopped talking to him for like 6 years because he put me in jail. I went to his house. So he gave us a show, right?
Yeah.
And he wanted me to go out flying with him, which he would kind of muscle you in, bully you in. I gave you a spot on my show. You can fucking, and which is good.
I like that every Decker impression I hear is exactly that. Exactly that.
Yeah. But so he would be like, get out there and fucking work for it. And he was always good for that. But being young and, strung out on whatever, right? You didn't really think about that part of it, the business side of it, right? He was just a dick. So if I told him no, he would automatically go, well, you're off the show. And he would do that. He would fucking take you right off the show. And he'd be a fucking prick about it. So we had done...
Tough but fair.
We did a bunch of shit for him, right? We did a bunch of stuff for him. And we got invited to do open for a big band. And he took us off the show. He was mad at me personally, and he took us off the show. So I went to his house, and I was going to fucking beat his ass. That was the deal. But I knew where he lived and I knew who he lived with. So I went there kind of armed to the teeth, really, you know? So then, I sat out in front of his house. It's a long story, but I ended up
keep going.
Yeah. Well, so I ended up sitting out in front of his house, and I was yelling and screaming at him, "Come outside!" He sent his roommate out, who was he was a promoter in town too, but he was a big dude, you know. And
It's kind of a bitch move, though.
well, you know, he's behind the security door. And he's going, "Go home, Greg. Just fucking go home before I call the fucking cops." And I'm like, "Fuck you, you fat fucker! Call the cops." You know what I mean? And so he sent his roommate out, and his roommate came up with this big ass pole, and I had a bat, I had a fucking crowbar, and I had a little something with me, you know. So the dude comes out, and I was like, "This has got nothing to do with you. Go back in, or I'm fucking you up, fat man." Right? You know.
Yeah.
And he's way bigger than me. He's probably
You look very scary when you were younger, man. I see some pictures of you when you were younger. I'm like, Greg looks fucking scary.
I was a little crazy back then. So
and water's wet.
so he shuts the fucking door, right? He goes into they both go back into their thing, but he's in the window and he's fucking yelling at me and whatever. So I go to the end of the block. Now it's on Chicago and like it's fucking
Hell
right in the hood, bro. You know what I'm saying? And there's a SA right on the corner. And when I was a kid, it was a 7-Eleven. Anyway, right on the corner, there's the block. There's a payphone right on the corner of the block. Now down the block a little bit, there's a old school MTC bus stop.
Yeah.
Full with brothers, dude, right? And I'm on the payphone. "Come outside, you fat motherfucker! I'll fucking kill you!" So I'm screaming this shit on the corner, right? So whole fucking
And the other dude's like, what the fuck?
the dudes in the fucking in the bus stop, dude. They're fucking hanging off the bus. They tell that motherfucker going
Hell yeah,
off, right?
man.
So now I park I'm up on the corner here, right? So I'm yelling and screaming at him on the corner. I walk down the block, and now Decker's house is like kind of in the middle of the street. And at the end of his block, I was parked down this block, right?
Yeah.
So I have to walk past his house now to get back to my car. I put
On purpose.
I put all the weapons in my car, right? I didn't have any weapons on me.
Alleged weapons.
When I went to the fucking phone, I knew he was calling the cops. So I ran to my car, threw everything in the car. I ran back up the street, got on the phone. I'm cussing him out. And then all of a sudden, I see the cop pull around the corner. I walk down by his place, and he's in the window, and he's going, "That's him right there. That's him right there." Cop gets out of the car. It's raining, right? And the cop goes,
Doesn't have time for this shit.
"Dude, get up against the wall." So, okay, put your hands up. I put my hands up. I barely got my legs. He's kicking my legs, right? All of a sudden, dude, the back of my head, boom, he just socks me right in the fucking ear, dude. And he's like, "That's for making me get out of my squad car." And I'm like, okay, now I'm going, all right, this is no joke. These dudes are fucking for real, right? So he fucking
Minneapolis
he arrested
cops,
yeah,
you
he
know.
arrested me. I got fucking disorderly conduct, and I got out, but that was it. I didn't talk to him for like 6 years. I said, "Fuck you, dude."
Yeah, my Decker story is not as rad as that, but
Oh, I got hundreds.
I know, like, but my one Decker story is we're at Station 4, and I worked with a guy that had Connect there, so I was like bouncing some shows and shit.
Yeah.
So I wasn't working the show, but I happened to be there when Amon Amarth was on. This is before they broke. So I'm sitting there. If you guys remember how Station 4 is, look at the stairs. You know, you got the bar, and then you go out, and then you basically walk on stage, right? But then there's those stairs that go down to the floor.
Yep.
I was right at those stairs watching Amon Amarth. I was like, I was trashed. And I just remember thinking, like, those guys are fucking so big right now.
Yeah.
So big. And I'm, like, trying to walk around with one eye, doing all the thing. And I shoulder check Decker, like, just full on, like, bump. And he looked at me. He's like, "What are you going to do, motherfucker?" And I thought he was going to eat me or something. I'm like, "I'm sorry, sir." And I'm just trying to walk. And then just, like, stumbled away. But that's my Decker story.
Oh, my.
He's like, he scared me. He's going to eat me or
I've seen
something.
that dude's butthole more times than I can even fucking want to admit even, dude. It's
I mean,
the grossest thing ever, dude.
I didn't know
Just-
until he was dying.
just let me know if I'm out of pocket. But, like, kind of took himself a little too seriously.
Decker did?
Yeah.
No, here's the thing,
Think so?
like, he...
Outside looking in again, I wasn't in any bands. He never booked any of my band, nothing like that. I was just like,
Now, I want to tell you
just a
this
drunk dude watching
because
this guy.
because we kind of alluded to this a little bit. Now, back in the day, you know, with the whole, you know, your flyer thing
Yeah.
and circling your name and all that shit.
I didn't know about that
When
part.
you-
That's cool.
when you got shows back in the day, okay, that would be First Avenue, 7th Street Entry, the Mirage, things like that, big shows. The only way you got those shows is to be out there networking. Like you weren't given
yeah.
that shit. So I brought this up a couple times in the last few podcasts
Yeah,
again
I
because
think- yeah.
it's very relevant because now when Bobby came to town, or when Bobby was in town for a long time, and I have nothing but respect for Bobby Olson. He's a fucking good dude. I think he changed his last name now, but anyway.
You guys one of our coolest
When-
fucking shows ever.
When he came on the podcast, I remember people texting me, telling me, you got to get him for this pay-to-play shit, blah, 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 blah. And when I had him on here, the only thing that I really kind of leaned into him about, in my opinion, was just for him to see, like, dude, you're grabbing way too many local bands and giving and he's like, I want to give everybody a shot. And I said, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But now I move forward to a show that we opened. Now, Outside the Murder was never asked to play any of his shows at all. And when I had him on, I asked him, after we were done, I asked him why. And he said, well, because you're an old school guy. And I know that you probably don't want to deal with this pay-to-play thing that everybody's calling it. And I said, I know the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just said, when you grab that many local bands, because imagine us three, we're all in different bands. What's going to happen is if we're all playing in the same scene, there's going to be only a handful of people, our family, our, cousins, uncles, all that other shit that is your family shit, right?
Yeah.
And then the groups of friends that are on your side of town, the people you see on a regular basis. Now, if you're networking all the time, right, you're going to be touching the same fucking bands because all three of us know the same people, right? We're all going to be fighting to sell those tickets. So it's counterproductive to do this.
I can speak on that because when we did our show with Bobby, was the Goat Horse show
Right.
at Amsterdam. I had somebody in a different band. I'm not going to name bands.
Sure.
They literally sold a ticket to somebody else.
Yeah.
At Capitol.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Which is cool because at the end, I'm glad that we're all able to get it. You know what I'm saying?
But here-
I see what you're saying though. It's just like I'm like,
Now
buy
here-
for me, motherfucker.
Well, like,
Now-
is the Minnesota scene less competitive now than it was because there's more people showing up?
Now this is why I kind of have to backtrack a little bit because I've always felt like the things that Bobby was doing in the beginning, a lot of those bands were not getting on because of merit. It wasn't because you could draw. It wasn't because you could hold the crowd. It wasn't because you were a guy booking his own shows. It was none of that. It was, oh, a band? Tell them to get at me. You know what I mean? And not that he took advantage of that situation, but here's what I want to point out. When he said, I didn't think you wanted to play any of the shows. I said, I'd love to play one of the shows. Give me a show. And he said, well, I got Soulfly coming up. This was months in advance. So I said, I would love to do that show. Just give me a shot. I'll show you what's up, right? So those first 50 tickets we sold like that. Not boom, right out the fucking door. We bought 50 shirts, right? We did 50 shirts before the show. We sold those before. We sold the tickets. We sold the shirts. I had to re-up on shirts and get another 50 tickets. I only wanted 10. I said, he goes, you already sold your tickets? I go, yeah, is that not normal?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, and he just go, how many do you want? And I go, I don't know, like fucking 10. And he goes, I'll give you another 50. And I go, well, I mean, I don't know if I can sell all those, but sure. I sold all those too.
Well, that's the benefit of being like an old school dude. Like
Right.
the fucking game, man.
Yeah.
But dude, I worked with Bobby just once at that fabled Goat Horse I keep talking about.
Right.
But like all right, for a lot of bands, they got to play with people that are high as far as like inspiration and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Without Bobby, a lot of bands around here wouldn't have been playing with Soulfly,
And again,
Testament,
here's
or
the
whatever.
thing, though, and this is what I'm trying to get to, and this is the whole thing. So, not only did we do well with the selling of it, right, of the tickets, okay. So, when we play the show, there was one band opening, there was us, and then there was, I believe, Krog or Mastiff, and then it was Soulfly, right? Maybe one other band. Anyway, the band who opened before us was one of those bands that just kind of got the chance to do it, okay? And when we were done, and I don't remember, and hopefully they see this and they call me a fucking prick or whatever. But here's the deal: this is
Hopefully
why
they're in the chat right now.
We can name names.
I don't want to, but here's the thing: is like I'm standing there, right? I've already sold 50 shirts, roughly. You know, Gooch did a ton of work himself when he was in the band.
Put fucking work in, man.
Put work in, but here's the thing: the band that opened this show, and this is why I say merit. Okay. I look over because there's a person going, hey, can I get one of them CDs? And I'm like, what CD? And they're pointing over to my left. Well, I look over to my left, and this band's bin is sitting there.
Yeah.
They've got one CD that is shabbily done, okay?
Yeah.
Not the full layout professional
Like they burned
shit.
it on their computer, all of them.
now they had one T-shirt design. Now, I understand when you're coming up, it's one of those things you got to build your way up.
Yep.
You got it, but you have to look around and see what the fuck other people are doing if you want that merit. And I look over and I see somebody that's not there. Your band's played and you're not standing next to your bin selling what you have or pushing it or networking. You do not deserve to be on that fucking bill, and I'll tell you why. Because after the show, I talked to the singer. He's more occupied of that I treated him bad because I didn't know him, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're coming up to me to push your band, like don't think that I'm just gonna go, fuck yeah. A lot of times I will. If you're cool as shit, I totally will. I'll take a listen. I'll do what I need to do. But again, I like to hear it organically. I like to hear about these other bands.
I'm 100% in the fucking line of your thinking.
I
don't buy a shirt of
No,
a band
dude,
that
no.
I hate.
No, absolutely not.
Just do it because they're fucking cool right now. It's like, I don't care. I haven't heard them.
So the dude gives me this thing, and I just looked at him and I said, hey, man, you how come, there's people trying to sell your, people want to buy your stuff. And he's like, and he's all wasted. And to me, it was like a spit on all the shit that we do, the hard work that we do. This is why it bothers me so much that if you're not willing to get out there and do what you got to do to get your name out there and actually push a little bit, you don't deserve to open for these big bands. It's a great opportunity.
100%.
It's a great opportunity, and fucking everybody who has put in the time and to really learn their craft. There's so many talented musicians in this fucking state, but I'm not going to give them everything that they deserve because they don't fucking deserve it. I'll just say it flat out. If you're not putting the work in, I don't want to. Why would I waste a spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're from Illinois.
For people who are just gonna fuck off when
100%.
it's time to do
And that goes back
business,
to like when I book bands.
I can sell 50 tickets to my mom and my relatives, but they might not fucking show up, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can sell 50 tickets. That's all fine and dandy, but if they're not going to show up, you're wasting your time. It makes you look good to a point, but to your peers, you look like a chump.
It comes down to this, really. What you said is very fucking correct, and I agree with you 1,000%. It comes down to this, though, passion or fashion. It's like
you're right.
Either you're fucking into it because you're a fucking weird art person, and this is how you express yourself,
right?
Or you do it because it fucking looks cool,
right?
And any of the guys that do it for passion instead of fashion will fucking notice that and call you out on it,
right?
Like, if I try booking a band and they leave me on red without responding, it's like, well, I'm not going to fucking work with you then.
Right.
But I'll always give chances to people that respond to me.
Right.
There's like, a handful of bands I'll always hit up first. I'm putting on a show. I'll hit up the same fucking 5 bands right away.
Right.
Deterrent Dread is on top of that list.
Deterrent Dread is fucking awesome. Listen to them. Fucking Northern Hammer. Like, I can go on
now
and
you
on
can
and
show
on.
your shirt, by the way.
I did it again. I'll do it again. Fucking Northern Hammer rules.
Hammer.
Fucking listen to him. Dude plays in a stereo rig in a drummer. It's just 2 people, man. It's fucking wild.
2 people.
2 people. It's fucking wild. Anyways,
not 1, not 3, but 2.
But 2, and they're like, one's radder than the other, but I won't say who's radder than who. But it just gets back to what you're saying. It's like, if you don't put the fucking work in and you don't go for it, then like, I don't have no fucking time for you. That's why like people like to dog on Bobby, but like he's kind of put work in. There's one old school.
He has.
There's one old school promoter that I'll kind of put on blast. I won't say his name, Sword Lord. But that fucking,
don't shit talk.
I'm not shit
Don't
talking.
do it.
But I wish Sword Lord would do more
people.
fucking bands because he always had like shit I'm into, like fucking Tear and fucking Instaferum and all those bands play. fucking Corporal Connie,
Yeah.
fucking Trollfest, all at Station 4. It was rad.
See, all his old gigs though, man. He did his thing. He did his thing, and that's
Exactly.
that's what I loved about the shit.
And
that
if
he
it wasn't
did,
for
man.
Sword, I'll say this. I know I was just dogging on the motherfucker, but if it wasn't for Sword Lord, VolsungaSaga probably wouldn't be a thing as it is now.
That's awesome, dude.
Like we
It's good
we
shit,
owe a
man.
little bit to him. He still owes me money for fucking Einherjar not coming through, man. That
Brent?
fuck. No, Sword Lord.
Yeah, Nate.
That's Horse Lord.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting mixed up.
Yeah,
And with that,
Guys,
I'll go to the
your
bathroom.
fucking
Yeah.
Minnesota nickname.
little squirrel bladder over here. Lots of beers. Just on that, and I totally, to go back to that conversation, I really not trying to bag on Bobby. Like, he's done some great things. He brings in all the good shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all the underground shit, and he's tapping into like these Asian pop bands and shit. Like he does all kinds of crazy shit.
That's cool.
And it's just a fucking. Back in the day, it was so much more about merit. You know what I mean? You had to be out there, and it's pre-fucking cell phones, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Like
MySpace, pre-MySpace.
yeah. I mean, to get on those shows, man, you really had to know people. You had to rub elbows with them, and that's networking was it. You know what I mean? You had to fucking talk to people, man. You had to be a part of it. It's sad.
I feel like that's like a privilege of like what I've done as like a guitar player, because I was never the guy to book the shows.
Right.
I've never been the guy
Right.
to book shows.
Right.
Like in Acanthostega, it was Logos. In Blutiger Nacht, it was Dan, my former singer.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. So I wasn't ever the guy to have to actually put in the footwork and network with other bands and other people, remember their names.
Right.
It was like, and I look back and I'm like, God, I've played with all these bands, but none of them know me.
Right.
Because I was just like the guy just, practicing right before a show and then setting up and take down. So I feel like there's also a missed opportunity there for me, is like, because there's a lot of really beautiful people that do what we do. And, it's a missed opportunity if you don't reach out and like, pay it forward a little bit. Like, I think in Brainerd, like you guys were ragging on me for like, oh, Joe was just networking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Asterisk time. Joe's fucking blackout drunk trying to network.
Joe was a little drunk, but
Don't turn this into a fucking Joe save the day situation.
no, but I got a chance to
He's got his shield.
speak to some people that are doing some stuff in Brainerd, right?
Yeah.
Like
And that's awesome because
like the Crows,
I didn't talk to any of these guys.
the Crow's Nest or something. Forgive me if I misspoke, but
Some
like,
dude in Brainerd.
no, they're like trying to put together local shows in Brainerd, and I think that's phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I know, like, I've always been kind of disconnected to that because I've always been so focused on like music and writing and performing that I miss out on that networking and socializing
Right.
aspect of it. And I think you guys are really two prime examples when I think of two people that are stand-up dudes that book and play shows. I mean, Matt and Greg, top of my list.
Getting back to like why I'm so psyched that
Sexy
Joe's.
Mexican.
Forgot that fucking handle. Nice. But that's another good thing about having Joe in the band is because I would 100% be doing all the background shit. Jake writes the songs.
Yeah.
I'll do every fucking thing else.
Right.
And what's nice about Joe is like, I don't want to say delegate, but I'm like, hey, Joe, can you handle this for me, please?
Sure.
And then Joe will fucking do it.
Right.
So
Then
I'm glad.
when Joe takes initiative and sends artwork.
But that's not wrong. So, like, I don't know. Let me know, chat. Am I in the fucking wrong for trusting Joe with this fucking cool band?
Not at all.
But no, I don't think I am because, like, Joe takes a lot of the weight off it, which makes it nice. And
It probably makes it more fun again. You
Some
know
of
what I
the
mean? So you're
logistic
not-
stuff, right?
it
Like,
does. It does.
when I joined, they installed, like, VolsungaSaga installed a trailer hitch on my vehicle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He was dumb enough to do it.
Well, no, think about that. Like that was paid for by the band.
Right.
And I love being in a band that like is self-supporting.
I learned that from Bill Lindsay, man, because after I'm like, well, how do you guys divide? He's like, divide it. It all goes back to Impaler.
Yeah.
And like, I'm still like, that's just what I went with. When we first started, it was like, all right, let's divide the fucking, our cut of the door. It's like, have fun with your fucking $5 pre-COVID and all that kind of stuff, you know. But after playing with Bill Lindsay and just, I rip off all the background shit from him. It's just, you just put it back in the band. And yeah, it pays for trailer hitch. It paid for art. It pays for
the album recording.
Yeah.
Dude,
if you're smart,
I didn't have to pay out of pocket. Like
not 1 cent. Yeah.
14 years ago, I was paying $5,000 out of my own pocket to go to a fucking studio.
Well,
like that was insane.
And all this stuff goes back to the conversation we were having, though. You know what I mean? Like
we're just rambling here.
Well, no, it pertains to that same thing, though, man. You know what? Like when you are serious about the band, it's not just a hobby. You know what I'm saying? When you're a lifer, when you're someone who's a fucking bizarre art nerd, you know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
You're 100% into what you're doing, right? And you put the time into it, and it's not just a fucking hobby. You can go out and play. You could go out for a month. You probably would hate it, but at the same time, you could do this, and you're willing to do it. You're willing to, but when you're smart enough to go, okay, this is pretty much a business. We don't want to pay our studio rent out of our own pocket every single time. So what do we have to do? We got to get merch. We got to get our,
we gotta start doing that.
You know, get our shit together, have our ducks in a row. We've got to, you know what I mean? There's things that you need to have in line to be able to be self-sufficient like that, you know? And it's not overnight, but you can't just go. I mean, obviously, if you drive, you're going to get the majority for the gas and all of the other shit.
But that's like a wash, right? Like, 'cause that money's being spent.
Yep.
But I love about what we do is like we're efficient about it.
Yeah.
Like the trailer hitch is on the car, the gear is in the trailer. There's 4 250-pound plus motherfuckers.
like the smallest dude is
car.
Jake.
Yeah.
Like is like Lions is a big motherfucker, Joe's big, and I'm semi big
Jake's
motherfucker.
been beefing up though, man.
He is like you can't fuck with Jake. You'll like he will bury
got some
you.
Shoulders now.
Yeah. Like I always every time I try wrestling Jake, man, he's gotten me just because he's like a squirrely
fast,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with Jake, man. He grew up with his brother called Mike. Like, Mike's trained him very well. But no, shouts. I fucking love Jake. But yeah, just getting back to the efficiency of things. Like if you can have it, the only real expense I believe is like we're not at the level where we're paying our studio rent with it, but recording, art, all this stuff we pay with like the hotels, the band fee,
that's huge
kind of thing. So if you can do that,
I think if we cheaped out right on hotels, we'd probably like be able to cover like some space rent or something.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
We don't want to like
right. Why would
you
like?
Dude, I pay.
Like,
we pay like what 65, 40 per month. You didn't bring your fucking swim trunks, man.
I fucking missed out. Yeah.
All right, we're up in Brainerd.
Even more
we got
funny.
this fucking killer hotel room that had a hot tub, a fucking pool area.
Yeah.
For like 3 months, Joe's like, fucking hot tub, brothers, hot tub. And this fucker.
No, Jake is the one that booked the hotel.
No, he booked the hotel, but Joe was talking about the fucking hot tub.
Because Jake booked one with the hot tub and fucking pool, and I forgot my swimsuit.
Okay, you slut. You fucking took it the punchline away.
What are you thinking? I'm playing shows. Like my mind's at like, all right, I got to get all this gear,
dude.
And like,
just like Rob Carlson, L.A. Rob, no one can fuck with L.A. Rob.
Yeah.
All right, you can't keep up. Just stop trying. Like L.A. Rob is a fucking beast. Rob Carlson, L.A. Rob.
Yeah.
This motherfucker on the road is kind of a handful.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I like consistency, and I'm kind of fucking, this is how we're doing it. Joe's like, you know what? I'm going to burn a pizza and a whole fucking thing after that. But, like, yeah, it's a fucking handful, but it's the raddest shit. So anybody listening to us that's in a band, play outside the Twin Cities.
And don't take 5 cars to your show. Take one.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Leave most of the cars at the studio or something.
You know, Northern Wisconsin Metal Fest 2010, like I was telling you about, riding up from Illinois.
Yeah.
We took 4 cars.
Jesus.
Yeah. And we sold our tickets. But that was not enough.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, no.
No, we're being stupid about it.
Yeah.
Like you have to be smart.
Yeah.
And you have to think about things and you have to be efficient.
Yeah.
I think that's like
Greg's like, let's end this fucking shit right
No,
now.
no.
like God, can I play the last song, please?
Absolutely, dude. No. I just, it's one of those things, man. It gets to me because I feel like, people they get to the point where they expect it. You know what I mean? Like, I've been around here and played.
Be
a few
humble.
shows. Yeah, I played a few shows. I think I deserve that. You know what I mean? That type.
I have
of
a
shit.
story.
You're very kind of. Go ahead.
All right. We played this show up in, what was that fucking Uppsala festival?
Oh yeah.
Shout out Daniel.
It's the
And
Viking
Rube.
Festival.
All right, we played this Viking
Daniel and
festival.
Rube, yeah.
There's a band that won't. I'll tell you the band name after we're done.
Okay.
But they canceled day of because it was too cold. And the whole time leading up to them canceling, they were fucking blowing me up about this, that, the other thing, right? Not very fucking humble about it.
Right.
Not like, I don't want to say one of the boys, but it's like, I don't know, man. They were bigger than they thought they were, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they canceled day of because
Yeah.
it was too cold.
Yeah.
That's.
I had my fingerless gloves up there, man. That was.
I was thinking about popping my shirt off. I was like,
I was also
I'm doing
12
it.
beers deep on stage.
Dude, how
And
cold
then-
was it? How cold was it?
I don't know. It was like, it was like
It was 40
now, it's like
degrees.
54 or something, or 50 degrees.
Dude, no, it was like
It was
40.
not that bad. No,
It
dude,
was negative 20.
September at freaking Wasco's in
Oh, yeah.
September 11th,
Oh, yeah,
2010
yeah.
was freaking 35 degrees on stage.
It was
And I
colder
was
than
playing
that.
fucking death metal,
Yeah.
like guitar.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
So, like-
standing in front of the light to warm my hand up.
What Drunken Matt is saying is be fucking humble. Because, like you were saying before, like some people that earn those Decker gigs or Sword Lord gigs
Yeah.
or Bobby gigs, they got for some unbeknownst reason because, whatever. And just be humble and
Yeah.
just fucking ply your craft,
I can say, through
I'm
the
kinda
years,
buzzed up.
like
Sorry,
looking
guys.
looking back at the time of when I was doing live stuff, I look back and I have regret, and my only regret is that I didn't focus on my craft a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always considered myself kind of like, I pigeonholed myself. I stayed in one little genre. There were multiple times where I could have done other things, and I just was like, I was more worried about people going, "Oh, dude, why the fuck you doing that?" Like, I always point to Al Town, because Al Town, when we were younger, when
I
we were
love
coming
him.
up, he went from like death metal, and he did a couple different things. He did his Six stuff. He did Release and a couple other
or
things.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex as well. Yeah, Alex as well. But that's one of those things where I just love to see him branch out, and I always wanted to, but I never did. I was just like fucking focused on just playing the heavy shit. But I look back and I bum out because I really could have wrote more. I really could have focused more, and I think I would have gone a lot further if I wasn't involved in the dope and partying and getting caught up in
Well,
the
hey
whole
man,
mix of it.
someone's
For-
got to
for-
do a podcast.
Right.
For whatever it's worth, man, like, look where you're at now. You're well respected. I respect the shit out of you.
I appreciate
Look
that
what
very
you
much,
built
man.
up.
Yeah, one of my
It's
greatest
like-
pleasures is that I've shared a stage with you
I appreciate
at
that, man.
Mosh Out Suicide.
Your
with
show
Kansas State.
at Lee's Liquor Lounge when I played with Antiverse,
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Cold Colors,
Dude,
a couple other bands. That show, we opened that show, and
was that the bassist last show? Was that same show for Antiverse?
RIP, yes. Right then and there, I'm like, I have to up my game.
Right.
I shouldn't even be playing with these fuckers.
Mhm.
Like, you've done a lot, man. Here's the thing about time's an illusion, but like,
Time is illusion.
don't discredit
Does
where
not
you're at
exist.
now. Like,
the
there's
fourth
there's
dimension.
no point lamenting like what hasn't happened or what you didn't do. Like,
Right. Yeah.
that's a fool's errand.
Sure.
Dude. This studio fucking
Look what you
ripped.
got,
Thanks,
man.
dude.
Like,
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. You're Greg motherfucking Chilton. I get what you're saying though, because like going back to like, oh, I want to re-record all of Skulls in Northland. Like, it's just you always want to do better, but like without those, you wouldn't be you.
Yeah,
You know,
for
as,
sure.
as
Yeah,
hippy dippy
yeah.
as drunk
Oh,
man
yeah.
as that sounds,
No.
that's
I
the
get it.
fucking truth.
It's just it like I
You're
love
sub level, brother.
I love music. I love music so much, and I really wish that I could honestly play some more stuff, and I could get a band together, and I tried. You know what I mean? Like, but
We're gonna write a song with you do guest vocals.
I would love to.
All right,
I-
Yeah.
what's the song.
I actually have like
2027.
turned a lot of things down. You know what I mean? Like, just because of that whole starting over thing, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it is real. Like, this is how it was in like Necromus. Like, I took took the reins on booking and promoting because of Decker, and I learned that part where the guys from Grand Demise who are post Necromus guys, right? Those dudes, like, they focused on their shit, and you see them now. They're just amazing fucking musicians. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I got to do my shit here and move along with them cats. Like I don't discount any of the shit that I've done. I really want to go. You know, I love music so fucking much. I would love to play again, but as my time in music progressed, I gave the reins away. Like in Outside the Murder, I wasn't the only guy. Kind of like you and Joe. You know what I mean? Like for me, it was.
You took a lot off my plate.
Well, and that again makes it fun, right? You're not always stressed about. You're not the guy that's always the stressed one. You know what I'm saying? Like to carry that burden sometimes is important, man.
To be fair, I'm putting a lot of weight on myself,
right?
Because I just want VolsungaSaga to be the best thing ever.
Right.
There's other bands that fucking crush us.
Right.
Pursuit, fucking Begravement, shout out Ezra. Like, all those guys, like, it's just...
Now, that's a band I've been trying to get on this fucking podcast for
Ezra, you
years with their
motherfucker, you
kids,
better do
dude.
it. Tell you what, man, I promise you, Greg, I
Hit him
see
up.
him
Tell him.
on Thursdays. I'll tell him on Thursday.
Tell him, dude. I just saw him at the Brian thing.
Dude.
He was outside.
Here's the thing about Ezra is so fucking... He rips so hard.
Yeah.
Anything Begravement does
Matt,
rips.
Matt, that's the bass player.
Oh
right?
my god!
That dude
I'm not gonna.
shed.
He has a stoner doom project. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna fucking say the name because I'll fuck it up. Ergonomist or some shit.
Yeah.
Coming from the guy from VolsungaSaga, but no, like
Most
and that goes back to the youngin' things. Like those guys are
pronounceable
fucking carrying the
names of
flag,
band,
you know, a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I can't stress, dude. All right, Begravement had a guitar player named Owen.
Yeah.
Right? Owen fucking rips, right? They took lessons at Capitol. I'm like, you guys should fucking get together. And they did. It's fucking rad. It's the coolest.
The stoner stuff is that?
No. Begravement.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
Owen Huber and fucking Ezra. And then Matt was pretty early on too. And Grady, their drummer, is fucking mind-boggling that how clean that guy is. It's suspicious how clean fucking Grady is on drums.
Suspicious.
And then
sus.
Matt, that motherfucker plays like a fretless bass.
All right.
And he's just crushing. I thought it was some death worship
Dude,
or something
and
at first.
See,
But it's like, oh, he knows his shit.
yeah.
You know, it's fucking rad. That goes back to the full circle, back to the youngins.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love it.
Well, like
Yeah,
your
yeah.
nephew Tay.
Dude, my nephew, Taylor Shikes,
Yeah.
plays in DTA and some band I can't pronounce the name. Some Korean
No,
fucking
you like
food
opened
taste.
up for Everclear, dude. I saw Everclear in 1994 at
Yeah.
my first concert ever.
Really?
It's just
oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
It was the Edgefest thing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Garbage.
I was at that show.
Everclear.
Yeah, I was
Dude,
at that show.
that was
Did you play that show?
No, I was at that.
Remember,
show, though.
remember that
Candlebox, fucking
that shit I
filter
sent you?
corn?
And your band was the thumbnail for that fucking shit.
Oh, yeah.
That was wild. Like, is this you? You're like, yeah. I'm like, that's gnarly.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Dude,
But bless the fucking youngins that are keeping it going, you know,
Yeah.
and the old cats and shit. There's no sense of competition. Like, we're all in this together, you know.
well, you know, much like you know, like anything, it is always good to have a little competition. You know what I mean? I never looked at it as
100%.
as a toxic competition when it came. I always tell people, man, when I'm watching my friends play in front of me, when I was playing live, I would pace back and forth because I was like, these guys are making me show up today. These are the guys that are fucking killing it right now. And if I get up there and shit the bed, they're going to look even better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
That's
just
why I
like,
felt like that Lee's fucking gig,
dude.
man. I'm like, well, we opened the whole fucking set.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, god damn it. Like, I got to get better. It's like competition is very healthy. So if you can separate the competition from ego,
yes.
that's the fall of us
That's-
all is ego,
Yeah,
right?
don't fall into elitism.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I think my band's the best band ever, but obviously it's probably not. But you know, just being
Like, I'm
humble
gonna-
and fucking being, you know, like I watch fucking Antiverse. I'm like, I want to get better at this. I watch fucking Begravement. I'm like, I gotta get cleaner at my guitar playing. It's just that's very fucking healthy. But as soon as you introduce ego
No,
and
like,
unhealthy,
I look
dude.
at Neil Pruitt's and
Yeah.
his performances, right?
Oh, God,
As a bass
he's
player.
sweating right
can't-
now.
No, you can't.
He's
You
sweating
can't.
listening
Dude.
to this podcast.
No, dude, you
I
can't.
love you, Neil.
You can't look at you honestly can't look at that dude and go, I want to be like that, because it's just Neil is Neil. That is
Neil,
all you-
100%.
No, but
man.
he like inspires
Yes.
me like,
Yes.
as a fellow
Yeah, yeah.
musician, like
yeah.
whom I've
art,
played with.
art,
a bunch.
art inspires
Like,
art.
Yeah.
If you people like,
Yeah.
I can't look at that fucking tapestry right now and be
Yeah.
like uninspired, like you're fucking lying. Like I'm like I can do like 15 different things with that fucking thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like art inspires art, so that's okay.
Yeah, we push
clean
each other
kind, you know what I'm
higher,
saying? And dude, I cannot say that enough, man. I love to see my friends succeed, whether I'm in the game or
100%.
not.
Goddamn, Greg, you're like reading my mind.
Well, it's
if
the
my
truth,
friends
man.
are succeeding, I feel like I won the goddamn lottery.
Yeah. Well,
It's like,
and Matt, you know,
hell
what?
yeah.
dude,
You know?
you have been one of those cats throughout this podcast too, dude, where you'll share something, I'll say thanks, and you go like, dude, totally, and we'll go back and forth. Like, there's been several times where you're like pushing shit forward. There's so many of our friends in the scene that do that for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that when you see someone share your shit, they just saw it and they're like, fucking giving some love. And I that's
100%.
when I share
Jack-
all those flyers, it's not to kiss anybody's ass. It's not to play favorites with anyone, because if I see it, I share it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. If it's anything from like Midwest Death Promotions, I'm sharing it instantly. They could share some weird shit. I'd be like, "Yep, I'm into that."
Yep.
That's what makes it healthy, man. Like I'm not competing with Greg.
Right.
I'm not competing with Joe because Joe's on my team.
Right.
I'm not competing with anybody. I want to lift everybody up.
Yeah.
Because Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities scene, you know, in the outer suburbs and all
Yeah.
that fucking
Yeah, yeah.
jazz. It's like no coast. It's like Midwest fucking ride or die, you know, like you gotta I can't speak highly enough of our local scene and how diverse and what each band offers to it.
Right.
We can all tell and we all know what bands are like, they're kind of phoning it in.
Sure.
And ones that are about the life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Again, though, that's why I love that organic feeling when your homies are
Yep.
telling you about that
Yep.
shit, because it's not somebody who's like necessarily homies, like friends with the band. They're like, dude, they played and they fucking killed. Like they're, you know, I remember hearing stories about Begravement was another one of them. Begravement, Agony Reigns. There was like a handful of
Shout out
bands
to Matt.
that popped up, right? And everybody was talking about him, and I'm going, dude, you guys got to come on the show. And I've tried to book Matt like 7 times on this fucking show, I swear to God. And then I know
He's
hit,
fancy.
and I know I hit either Ezra up or Matt about it, and it just never came to be when it came to the Begravement stuff.
I promise you, I'll bully Ezra into it. Like I'll be a bully to Ezra. I'll be like, you
know-
fucking do this, you fucking wuss.
Well,
like,
when Matt drops that stoner shit too, I love all genres of music. I really do. I love all types of music. So it's not. I know that I cater to a lot of metal because it's my mainstay. But at the same time, dude, I've had rap guys on here. I've had fucking all types of people on here, man.
here's
you
the
know?
thing: if you limit yourself to only one genre, you are doing
Missing
yourself
out.
such a disservice. That's why, like, I only listen to brutal death metal. It's like that's lame as shit.
Yeah.
People would be very surprised at what I listen to. I got a Joy Division patch, right, and all that kind of shit. Like that's basic bitch shit, but like I like a lot of sad boy shit. You know.
No, but it's
too.
cool that you're willing to rep that. That's my thing. Is
That's
like,
it.
I fell into that when it came to my craft. You know what I'm saying? Like
That
I
was
like,
the era, though.
I don't want to fucking be the weak guy in the room. I'm the you know what I mean? Like that was the thing. You're flexing your
Yeah.
muscles, but then later on, it's like nobody gives a shit. We're all art nerds. We love that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not
What's-
wearing a Taylor
what-
Swift patch, Greg.
No,
Dude,
I
Taylor Swift, at least she kind of like writes most of her songs. Anyways, I think for what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but like that's just like the era and the time. You know, like a lot right now I think is
Very
a time
open.
where
It's
it's
a
like
much-
very
yeah,
open.
yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
Back
sure.
then we could say
Yeah.
some stuff we can't say now
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
meaning something, but I think right now it's I think really this is the healthiest the genre has ever been. Like if you want to do some weird art fucking Andy Warhol fucking
Right.
meets fucking whatever,
Yeah.
like rock it. As long as you're genuine about it,
Right.
we can all tell fucking fakes.
Well,
we can all tell
practice at the
phonies.
space. We hear new stuff, new bands, new
Dude,
projects
exactly.
all the time.
Get on 1459's practice space waiting list. But yeah, we have so many bands in that fucking area
It's
that just
amazing, isn't it? Like that's
so
like,
crazy.
so cool to be a part of. Like,
Hey, dude, have you guys heard of that Castor Valor band? Have you heard of them?
Yes.
Now I've had them on here, okay, and I told them flat out, like,
Living the gimmick.
now their music isn't my jam. I told them that before. What
I think they know that.
now when I talk, but when I talked to them though, when I had them on here and we talked, like, their families from fucking Russia. You know what I'm saying? They're like our dad listened to Scorpions, like
Back when you couldn't listen to Scorpions.
but that shit, it made sense. And like seeing them, like, I don't shit on those guys because, dude, do what they don't break from what they do. They do
have
what
a
they
Kiss. They have a Kiss style stage show.
do. Right.
They go for it.
Right.
Their bass player has his bass work done at Capital Guitar, 644 Strawberry Avenue, St. Paul, Minnesota. He fucking, like, those guys are about the life, but I see what you're saying, like, okay, it makes sense why you do what you do.
I appreciate it. I
Exactly.
appreciate it.
And if
the
anybody
Scorpions. Let's listen.
I love
got
fucking.
what do you got queued up next, Greg, for music?
This would be the last tune. This would be off of your new one, Norns Craft, right?
Hell yeah.
And
that Greg,
Norns
that fucking
Norns-
Joe leaked the art for.
Leak. If you got it, you
So
got
was
it. If
there-
you don't, you don't.
so was there much change to it?
No, so there's one thing that we're gonna change.
Okay.
That's it.
You don't have to tell me. I just was
I won't
curious.
tell you.
Was there a
I don't
big?
even know what it is, but I bitched about it.
There's one thing.
Okay.
I am really the problem.
It's not a
of
big
Saga.
You totally could have used it.
I was
Greg.
gonna.
You
I
could have
almost told him
Matt
no.
to
Don't
fuck
listen
off.
to
I
fucking
almost
Joe.
did.
Joe
I
doesn't know what
almost
the fuck
did,
he's
Joe. I'm
talking
not even
about.
gonna lie. I was almost too late, man. I was like, it's too late. I put it on.
And I will
You should've.
forever gratefully appreciate what you did for us. But Joe fucked
Yeah,
up.
for Matt.
Joe fucked up.
So good.
What we
kept
change?
going-
Okay,
It's so
Joe,
good.
Joe, what did we change?
All right. No, I'm not telling. I'm not.
Oh,
saying
you
what we're
slut.
changing.
Don't say it.
He fucking knows.
Don't say it now,
It's
dude.
literally.
Fuck Joe.
It's fine.
All right. Well, I
I'm like
appreciate.
super hyped for
I'll
it.
wait till
we
Matt
got
gets back. I'll
Greg
wait till-
Goff of LuciferIaMoreGraphics.com doing our artwork. Man is a machine. Works out of Spain. Has done a ton of artwork for a million talented bands, including my 2011 release with Blue to Knocked.
Awesome.
And I am thrilled to be working with him again.
So when it came time for the art, did you just like go? Oh, I'm going to go back and check some of his stuff and see what he's evolved to.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that art that you sent me that you guys are changing a little bit or whatever, dude,
It's just the logo.
fucking awesome. It looks really cool. I was totally into it. I love the
He's
color
so
scheme.
good.
The color scheme of all of it was fucking right
Yeah,
on.
his
dude.
compositions are phenomenal,
Yeah,
and I love him as an artist. He's done work with bands worldwide. I can't sing his praises enough. It's Greg Oth at LuciferIaMoreGraphics.com. You may have seen it on Greg's post.
Yeah.
If you didn't, you will see it shortly on VolsungaSaga's page for Norns Craft, our upcoming EP
and
release.
you guys are on Bandcamp, right? People can go to
yeah.
Bandcamp and pick up your stuff and buy it directly from you guys. Right?
Absolutely.
And I did see you guys on iTunes as well. I'm sure you're probably on
Yeah,
Spotify
we're on
as well.
iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff. Like, we have that, all our music there. We're going to be, recouping on merch as we go along. We'll have new merch for the new release. So, but if you want that, you're going to have to come to our shows because we are not Burden of the Wretched. We do not list our stuff out of California with a markup. We list our stuff.
Jesus.
We list our T-shirts with a discount at our shows.
There you go. Well,
Come talk to me. If I'm this trashed, I'll
He'll
probably
give you
just
one
give
for
it to
free,
you.
yeah.
well, let's. We've got the show for. Let me see here. The 27th. That's with Insidious, right?
Yep, Insidious
Ruin.
from Colorado.
Yep. At White Squirrel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with Ruin.
What is it? Does it say no fee on there? Is that what it says? Like, what's the door for that one? I can't even read that shit.
It's some weird shit. I don't even know, man.
I think this is no fee.
Can
I
you
think that's a
not
free
read
show.
the goddamn
No, it's just
flyer?
I think it says something like
I
that.
sent this months ago, man. What are you doing to me?
No. The reason that I say that is because if you're watching it, you can read it better than me. This is a tiny ass screen. I'm
right.
on a 15-inch screen with fucking old man eyes. For fuck's sake, I can't see shit.
You guys, he's fucking lying. He's got like a fucking
can't see that
28-inch LCD screen.
Right?
in
You
front
can't
of him.
see that, right?
Yeah, you can't see that.
You can. Well, you got glasses.
No,
I gotta go get
You're
my
cheating with
doing
glasses, dude.
I'm cheating.
All right. So we got the 27th.
Oh shit, it's up. I'm watching this live.
there
Holy
you
shit, that is Ruin, dude. Ruin. I think one of the dudes can do magic
Shows
tricks.
at 9, open till 2 a.m.
Okay.
The White Squirrel, no fee.
No fee. That's what I see. I can read
21
it.
Plus.
Sup, man?
See what the deal?
You have to be
See what I have
21
to
plus.
deal with, man? Is like fucking drunk Joe.
No, he's
handful.
like looking at it on like the
Little baby screen.
OBS window.
Yeah. So I've
Well,
got,
look at my screen.
I've got
It's like, can't see that shit.
Friday, July 11th at Palmers as well. That's
Yep,
Mighty
with the Mighty
Impaler.
Impaler.
It is 6 p.m. doors, 7 p.m. music, 10 in advance, 15 at the door.
Yeah, we go on about 8 o'clock. I think is when we go on.
Yeah, it says 8 p.m. Yep, you guys.
I might be shirtless. I don't know.
Don't forget to
Should I be
up,
shirtless, chat?
show up early. Make sure you see Simothwa and
Pinch
VolsungaSaga,
Matt's nipple.
and stay late for
They're not
outdoor
weird.
stuff with Rad Enhancer, and Outlaw Saint.
They are inside. I think
Yes,
there's 2 bands inside, 3 bands or 3 bands outside.
bring Deterioration again for another interview. Awesome
Hell yeah.
podcast, brother. Thank you, dude. I would love to bring Deterioration back in. I fucking love those guys.
Deterioration. Please let us play. We'll open for you, motherfuckers. Like, let us play. Like, what's
That
up?
would be a cool show.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
They'll probably make you headline because they could play 4 albums and it'd still be like 15 minutes.
I'm hip to the game. I don't care.
I love it. I love it. All right, so we're gonna hit this last tune.
Thanks everyone. for
Foretold
tuning
by
in.
Fate. Yeah, thank you for coming, guys.
We're not done talking, are we? Just because
Yeah, we're just about to fucking fire off this last
All right.
tune. What do we do, Matt? Come on, tell us.
I don't know, man.
What are you pumping? What are you pushing this time? Where can people see you at?
What do you think about Foretold by Fate as a song?
Yeah, there you go.
It's cool.
What's your favorite part of the song?
I forgot how that song goes.
That's awesome.
Do you start in the song?
I don't think I do, but I probably do. I don't know. It's really, if you see us live, it's always a gamble if I'm going to do it right or not. Nah, 90% is pretty heavy-handed. 75% of the time I'll do it correctly.
58.2%.
That's more fair.
I want to say thanks to everybody who joined us in the chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe everything. We've got some Foretold by Fate. Norns
Capital
Craft.
Guitars
Yeah.
Yeah.
shop there.
Yeah.
The Norns are the Fates. In case you weren't aware. The song is Foretold by Fate off of Norns Craft.
Awesome. Thank you, dude.
Thank
guys
you.
for coming in.
Thank you, Greg.
Have a good night.
Love you.
Love you, Greg.
Love you too, dudes.
Ritual Man is